ham and freedom, it's all we really like. Transmission waves and laughter in the air tonight. Tune in, live free and ham, it's gonna be a sight. From the underground to your speakers way loud, live free and ham is here, watch us move the crowd. Live free and ham, we're rocking the land with a signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibe straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man. Flipping switches, turning dials, chasing freedom's call. We'll make you laugh and think, oh, we got it all. Face your fears on this wild ride with the Live Free and Ham by your side. Through the static and the noise, we cut right through, bringing stories and the truth, fresh and new. Buckle up and join us on this crazy trip. Live free and ham, now you're catching the drip. Live free and ham, we're rocking the land with a signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibe straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man. A signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibe straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man. Live free and ham, we're rocking the land with a signal so strong you wanna understand. Freedom and vibe straight from the band, it's the Live Free and Ham podcast, man.
I don't know. Was that weird like your mother? I don't remember. Okay, well, anyway.
Let me ask her. She's right behind me.
Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're always starting fired up tonight. I can only imagine what it's going to go to. No. All right, well, turn those amplifiers to 11, my friends. If you can't, then you got to get a better amplifier. Welcome to Live Free and Ragchew Crew live stream tonight, guys. Whew. All right. Well, I guess for those that aren't in the know, and may have not caught up, this is a monthly live stream that we get together with Paul and all of his crew over there, and we swap off every other month, talking topics of everything, vast, big, small, different sizes, all with the idea just to hang out and have some fun and get to expand our reach a little bit. So. With that, you're on Live Free and Hams tonight, so we've got the controls tonight. We're running the show, which could be good or bad, depending on how it ends out. I don't know. But as always, we'd like to, kind of warm things up here with a few folks and just say, hey, if you want to get in on this action a little bit more, then we always have a couple of ways to do that. The first and foremost, obviously, head on over to Discord. Visit us at the Live Free and Ham Discord. The link is in our show notes and all of the description and on our website. It's a lively community. There's always something going on, whether you got Grouch fueling up jets or, people making food. We cover all the gamuts. I don't know. It's kind of crazy sometimes. And the last conversation I think I saw was, Matt from Alliance was working with Ham DeLorean on this new creative, antenna build. So that's going to turn into something monstrosity. So with that, you're missing out. Head on over there, do that. And as always, please leave us a voicemail if you've got something you want to talk about. Or maybe it's been racking your brain. Well, you can always dial 978-233-1142 and leave us a voicemail, and we will share it on our next episode. And we welcome all conversations, no matter big, small, or in between. And lastly, heck, if you're an all-star folk, which I know a few of us are here, you can always head over to Live Free and Ham All-Star Hub, which is 580-871. We are always over there for a lively conversation. So with that, let's do a little quick roll call. Grouch, what do we got in the chat for Live Free and Ham here? And
all right. Well, shout out to Bob Kopp, Gamer Kid, John WB3HPE. Me, I'm in the chat. We got Rabbit Ham, we got Tarek, and Ted.
Sweet. Cool.
Oh,
All
and
right,
Tortoise.
well, Tortoise, of course, but we've got him live here too as well. So you guys say hello to each other just so you know you're here. And with that prep, Ham Paul, how are we? What do you got going on in your chat? Who do you want to say hello to?
Well, first I want to thank Tortoise for dropping 5 memberships. I'd like to say it to him like in person where he could hear. Oh, hey, Tortoise.
I'm right
Thank
here.
you, sir. Thank you, man. You're awesome. Let's see. We got Lester. We got Douglas. Andy Calibro. We've got EOD Kaboom. Chris. I said Lester. 45 Auto. We have Lee. Bricker has made it in. Rob has made it in. Dale has made it in. Country James. Let me see here. Who got the memberships? Country James, Lee McNasty. I like saying McNasty. It's his call sign, but it just looks like McNasty. Andy Cowley and Ted and Grand Admiral Snackbar. Snackbar. It's a trap.
Bar. The trap.
Oh, there's a good sound bite. Boston, good to see you. Blue Boy, good to see you here. And Ham KJ5, if I've missed any. Oh, and Don now. And Brandon. Thanks, guys, for joining. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Put your name in there. I'll give you an individual shout out. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome.
Live freeing up.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So awesome. Well, so with that, I just wanted to let you guys know, hey, we're going to talk about some interesting stuff tonight, I think, but we'll put that on a pause for a second. I just kind of wanted to go around, say hello, see how all you guys are doing, what your ham radio weeks are like. So since to my right or left, your left, a Tortoise. How are you, sir? What's been going on with you?
Dude, it's been a hell of a week. I cannot wait till I get out of here in mid-June. God bless America. I have a road trip, 40 hours of windshield time. Doesn't mean it's going to be 40 hours of actual travel time, but I've got a road trip coming up. I'm going to try to hit Parks on the way out. We got the Hamfest coming up, Nearfest. We have the Tortoise and Hare show is going to be live on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Tortoise and Hare show, and then we're gonna go crash Ham Shack TV. So that ought to be. We're just gonna piss up that rope. Anyways, we're gonna have a blast, man. Nearfest is coming up. This first time I'm gonna do it for all 3 days. Rabbit's coming up. Eric's gonna be there. He's over here. He's right there. I don't know who else is coming up, but there's gonna be a bunch of us. I have Big Borrowed and Stolen to see if Izzo would come up. I don't know. It's Izzo, so
Izzo's always tentative.
Yeah, he's at 6'7",
When you say come up, where is up? What town or city is that all happening?
All right, so Nearfest is going to be in New Boston, New Hampshire, April 30th, 1st, and 2nd at the 4-H Fairgrounds up in New Boston. It's a giant ham fest. It is huge. It makes, as Paul would say, Huntsville vendor-wise and tailgate-wise look about that big. It is an unbelievable 3-day adventure. Thursday's kind of like, everybody's coming in and setting up, but the True Ham Fest is Friday and Saturday. The weather looks it's going to be in the upper 50s, maybe 60. Oh, excuse me. I don't know yet. We'll determine that a couple days out. I will have a tent set up. We will have a full camping area up on the hill. I will be cooking breakfast and dinner. Lunch is on you guys. And we've got
Thanks
Tim.
for the info.
What?
I appreciate the week in advance notice, so now I can prepare.
Dude, we're gonna have food I'm gonna cook breakfast. People are bringing breakfast stuff, and I'm gonna cook dinner. I've got food that I got prepared for Friday night or Thursday night, and then Tim is doing Friday night. Tim is a buddy of mine. He's gonna be up there. Tim Dubois. He's gonna be up there, and he's bringing something. I think I don't remember what it was. I forgot what it's really good. I've had it before, and it slips in my mind.
The chop suey?
Yeah. No, I'm doing the chop suey. He's doing something else.
Last year, dude, that chop suey he made was amazing.
Yeah, I think it's firecracker or some weird shit. I have no idea what it is, but it's really fucking good. And then I'm doing my version of American chop suey, and he's doing his version of whatever it is. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Eggs, bacon, the hash browns, all the fun stuff. It's gonna be fun. I am so freaking excited. And then middle of June, I am taking a road trip to Arizona. So I'm going to be hitting all the parks all the way out as my route allows me. But I am doing White Sands. There's a couple parks out in New Mexico. So
I've been out there. It's cool.
Oh, I love White Sands.
It's crazy when you're it's like 95 degrees outside. The top of the sand is hot. You put your feet under the sand and it's ice. It's like cold. Weird.
It's so white. It's so reflective.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's crazy. But other than that, that's it, man.
Cool. That's it, man. That's jam packed, my friend.
Dude, I am living a life. I am as happier than I have ever been in my whole entire life. If you couldn't tell.
Very cool.
So,
and your adventure hasn't even started.
Yeah, no shit, right? Michael, what are you doing, dude?
Man, I felt pretty lame after that. Good God.
That's why, you just the way the cards fall, you're next in line.
I'm like,
Sorry, brother.
Dang. So I was filming an episode yesterday, but we had to scrap it. That's kind of a gut punch. But that's always fun. That's always fun when you get so excited and that something wrong happens, and it was nothing that anybody did. As a situation happened, so the episode cannot air. So, but we did a tower climb, and all brought back were chiggers. So
I hate chiggers. Oh my God, they're so vicious.
I didn't even know I had it, but I only got like 5 bites this time now. I did a blue chase with Andrew and his crew one time, and man, I had chiggers from the waist all the way down to the toes. It was the worst ever. But yeah, nothing like chasing balloons onto country property and trying to recover them from trees. But hopefully we'll have an episode this next Sunday. My episodes usually drop at 5 p.m. on Sunday night, so hope to catch y'all there.
Hey, cool. Check your mic, Michael. I think Don's right in the chat. I think you're on your
monitor mic. Maybe.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you're on your boom mic, dude.
Oh, yeah. The computer was being done earlier. So
just check it in EV Mux.
Okay, I'm checking that now.
Prep hand Paul is so at the high level, way above all, is he can talk to his mic and it could be behind his head, and he still sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, am I too loud still?
No, you're perfect. It's just your microphone and your background there is behind your head. It's the arm.
It's the disappearing mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, how's it now? Is that better?
Yeah, much better. There you go.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the microphone goes right into my skull. That's why it's so clear.
It's that bone conducting microphone. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, right there.
Very cool. All right. Well, with that, Grouch, what's been going on with you, buddy?
Well, let's see. So, I mean, we had an awesome Weekend Warriors episode on Friday night. For those that missed that, this one did not immediately get hidden by YouTube and demonetized.
Really? That's awesome.
That's because I was on it, but whatever.
Yeah,
I was in the chat.
So, yeah, I mean, the one previous, for whatever reason, it got instantly hidden. It got copyright warnings. And so I did put out a post that the previous episode, when it got released, it was available. But no, I thought I was late for the show. I'm so glad that I was an hour wrong because, I've been going nonstop since 7 this morning, working here at the drop zone, learning all kinds of different things about fueling the planes and how to manage the jumpers getting on and off the aircraft, and it's been awesome. It's amazing, like to go from just a skydiver to seeing how much work goes in to making that happen.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely I worked a lot this week. I'm looking forward to we got some bad weather coming tomorrow. Tornado warnings and hail. So I won't be working. I'll be trying to figure out whether or not my trailer's going to blow away and my truck windshield's going to get broke.
Where in the camper is the lowest? Where in your camper is the lowest point that you can hide? Like
Underneath it.
Underneath it. I'll just grab Watson and we'll just go lay underneath the camper.
Dude, just put your parachute on. Like literally be prepared. So when it sucks you up into the cone, now you're just coast down to the earth.
No, in all fairness, there's already been discussion that the hangar's going to be open. If we have to, we can try and cram vehicles in there to protect vehicles from the hail. But there is a tornado shelter in the hangar. So
I was going to ask if there was a tornado shelter or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're wondering why I'm so tired, it was 2 a.m. till the storms finally left our area. So
Nice.
Wow.
yeah,
Give me a
long night.
Give me a hurricane any day.
Well, the nice thing about
The
hurricane,
advanced warning is nice.
yeah, the nice thing about the hurricane is you don't have to be there.
Right, and it's on its way.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
They can say tornado watch, and you'll have sunny skies overnight, and then that's impressive. But if they give you a hurricane warning, you got time to get out of there.
We have.
Thank you,
dude,
Don.
I'm sorry. Here in New England, if there's a hurricane, we're like, dude, we're just waiting for the eye to come over so we can all get out of our houses and go stand in the middle of it.
Exactly.
That's what we do here in New England. We're that dumb.
Yeah.
Damn, it's fun. Cool. Well,
Eric, what are you doing, man?
Well, we got prep and Paul, my friend. The order, follow, order.
So we just went to him.
No, dude, I just did Grouch.
Oh, I thought I already did something. Did I? I thought I was speaking something, wasn't I?
I thought it was
Yeah, in the beginning.
clockwise.
Sort of.
I'm confused.
No, go. I'm following. Prep, go. You're good. How are you doing?
All right.
Oh, that's right.
I mentioned impending storms, and it spurred a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Still don't know what Prep and Paul's doing.
I forgot. I was just giving introductions or names. I wasn't doing anything. So I'm working a lot. I had almost 2 weeks. I took 2 weeks off so that I go to more expo and just have a week off at home. And now I'm paying for it, working 4 Japan trips in a row. I have today off, but I've got 2 this week. Trying to stay on top of my CW, trying to get the CW short for the 2 letters I'm learning each week out every Friday. I think I'm set to do it. So at the end of the 16 weeks, I'm just taking my time, 2 letters a week, and then it reviews the previous letters, and try to get do a POTA live stream on CW in what am I at? In 10 weeks, I think. In 10 weeks.
How many letters
just planning. Far? I'm 10 letters down, but there's some letters I already knew, right? I know my call sign. I know CQ. I know SOS. So some of the letters that I've gone through are easier. I'm just using that MCT, the Spark Gap Labs little ear practice thing. And then when I'm flying, I just put a little earpiece in and I do Morse Mania. So I'm doing more than I say show on the shorts with the Spark Gap Labs thing. I do Morse Mania as well, but I figure more is better. So anyway, that's kind of all I've been doing.
So with it, what's the end goal? Like, are you looking to be super proficient in CW or just enough to be able to do a POTA?
Yeah. No, I want to, my goal right now is in 16 weeks, learn CW to do a POTA. And then I will continue to do CW. And I think it's going to benefit me as we go into the down cycle, right, of the solar cycle. And you know how you get that pie chart, like World Radio League has a little pie chart. I can't remember if it's another one and shows your logbook and the little slices of what modes. Mm-hmm. Well, right now my FT8 mode is the predominant slice, and I want to increase CW and reduce FT8. I'm not saying anything bad about FT8. I'll still enjoy FT8 now and again. But I want to get CW.
Is fantastic when you want to be lazy and play radio.
Yeah, exactly. I do it casually while I do other things, so I will never stop doing FT8. But I want to do I want to know CW. I know 2 languages, Japanese and English, or 2 1/10 of a language. I know a little Spanish, I guess. But I hate not understanding when I'm listening to people communicate. So when I hear CW and can't understand it, it's like me hearing someone talking in Polish and not understanding. It frustrates me. So.
See, Paul works on frustration. He got so frustrated when I made a contact in the extra band, he didn't. So he got his extra. And then he got frustrated that he didn't understand HF or computers at HF. So he became the FT8 guru and the wires guru. So there you go.
See, Mike, you're not playing it right. You really need to get into the bigger stuff like microwave and EME and all of those things that require very large investment. And then you'll be able to hold those titles for a little longer.
Honestly, Paul, for me, CW is easier than FT8 because I'm always fighting the FT8 software for some reason. So.
Oh yeah, well that can be a problem.
CW can just go.
Well, so I look forward. I want to be proficient. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal. But the short term goal is in 16 weeks. Well, 10 weeks or 11 weeks, whatever it is left. Just start with POTA, and I think that's an easy way to start and feel comfortable. Because it's just a basic exchange, so it should be fine.
Very cool. Awesome, man. Well, hey, keep plugging away at the CW stuff. That's very admirable. I'm still on a love-hate relationship with CW just because it was always hindered me as getting my no-code technician before no-code technician came into play. So it always stopped me from really getting into the hobby. But I'm sure I'll circle around with it. I used to be able to do my name pretty proficient in CQ, but then or my call sign, I should say. But then I gave my keyer away to another ham who wanted to do CW with his grandkid. So I'm like, you're going to use it more than I will. I've been sitting here on the desk, so it's all yours.
I'm glad you don't have to learn CW to get your license, because I've had a lot of fun for 13 years, and now I'm getting into CW. So I'm glad they don't have it.
Yeah. Well, it's made, as everyone said, it's made CW that much more attractive for a lot of folks. Yep. And opened the doors. So it's pretty cool. Sweet. Well, I guess for me, since Tortoise took the thunder with Nearfest, I'll be there on Friday. We'll be live streaming Brew and Activate at Matt Reliance Antenna's booth, as always, like every year we do. And so you'll see myself and Shannon, and I think it was Dawn who said, "Where's Shannon?" Well, Shannon's not a Live Free and Hammer yet. I know she's not official. She does appear from time to time, but yeah, she's not per se a part of this crew quite yet. But she's honorary, we'll say, I guess. So that's why she wasn't here tonight. She's on Northeast Ham Radio. That's a given. But outside of that, I've been playing around in my new favorite POTA program, we'll say. It's called Tiles on the Air. Any of you guys hear about it?
No.
Oh,
from you.
Okay.
From you in Discord.
Well, Tiles on the Air is a program like POTA, very much exactly the same thing, created by Facundo KK4. Oh my gosh, I'm going to forget his call. I'll circle back on the call, but basically it's grid squares for POTA. And so everything that we've got in POTA, meaning all of our, logging, all of those types of activities, tying it into things like Polo and stuff like that, all already built in, already there. Go check out tilesontheair.com. And all you have to do is you go to a grid square in your area. So I don't know about you, but I've got like some local parks down the street that are 5 minutes away that are awesome places to play radio, but I can't go there and do them as POTA. But I can go now as Tiles on the Air. So it was very surreal feeling to be able to take the same gear I go for POTA, go down to that table, sit at the picnic bench, fire up the radio, and call CQ Tiles. And, 90% of the calls are like, well, what's Tiles? And then you have to sit there and explain the whole process, sort of how we used to do when POTA first started. But now that it's kind of past, it's almost like, commonplace. And so,
My best friend's gay.
best friend's gay. Yes, dude. You're such a whiner. You are such a whiner. Come on.
Thing out of the way. I'm a sad ham. I said it.
Yes, you are. All right. So anyway, I'm enjoying playing tiles. Damage, yes. See what happens when I talk too much? So been playing with Tiles on the Air. Go check them out, tilesontheair.com. And so, yeah, been, promoting that. They developed this really good. But
Is it an app?
yeah.
So is it Android and Apple?
It's like the POTA app. So it's all web-based.
Oh, okay. So it's
Not an app per se. It's web-based, yeah.
Well, it's a web app.
Yeah, it's a web app. Okay.
Yeah.
Tiles on the Air. That's pretty neat.
Dude, so you literally, like today I was out in my backyard, activating tiles. Literally set up on the deck, called tiles, CQ tiles, did FT8 from there, and it's all the modes.
That's crazy.
It's weird, but it's fun. I have to say, I think it's going to take off, I'm hoping. So it will definitely solve the problem of not being able to activate the places you want to activate because they aren't, national or state parks.
It's great for North Texas, I know, because we have maybe 10 in all of the north half of Texas. 10 POTA parks, that is. Yeah, it's crazy.
But you're probably thinking
sure
high there, Paul.
Oh, man, there's...
Eric, you've got a question here.
I do?
Yeah.
The tiles... So basically, it's on a Zulu day, so you can activate one tile as your call sign for one day, and then after the Zulu, you can roll over. So if you play the late shift, early shift kind of thing, you might be able to activate the tile twice.
Okay.
But literally alone, like in my town, I have 4 grid squares that covers all of Merrimack, and so I could go within a mile of 4 grid squares, activate 4 grid squares, and then go up to the next town and be in another grid square.
Did you know technically, like for the VHF, UHF, and some of the ARRL contests, you only have to be 100 feet into that grid?
Yep. Yeah, this one, there's extra bonus points for hiking into a location grid square. There's bonus points for a bunch of other things. And you get bonus points for doing tiles to tile. So if you got another tile station you work, or you're in a POTA park or a soda, you get double bonus points for doing tiles too as well in those. So, and I don't know who said it was in the chat, was wondering what I was drinking. Maine Beer Company. I love this company. Best beer that I think in a while. It's called Peeper.
Looks like a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
no, it's the old style. Like they're very yeah. It's called Peeper Pale Ale. So anyway, yeah. So
I'm drinking this drink from Live Free and Ham. And the Grouch.
No N1JUR stickers, though.
Iced tea. Sweet tea.
That's the OG.
Oh my gosh,
sticker.
is that a Tupperware?
I got the OG one.
No, it's a Target. It kind of looks like Tupperware.
As I say, man, that's a reach to the 80s. So cool. All right,
company long gone.
Very cool. So we've got an interesting topic tonight. For those that are just tuning in and wondering what the heck all this stuff is, every other month, Paul, Prep Ham Paul, and Live Free and Ham crew, or the Rag Chew crew. Sorry, that's a mouthful sometimes for me. Basically get together and have a topic, have a rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it, and we just get together and hang out. So. We saw Paul was kind of doing the same thing when we were recording, and we're like, hey, we should get together and, maybe once a month. And so we rotate once a month. So every other month, we each take, on a live stream on our own channels and stream out to the world. And so this week is the Live Free and Ham crew. And we're running the show, as I said earlier. And the only thing we're sans Todd because he had to go pick up his parents at the airport in Boston. So bummer for him, he couldn't be a part of this tonight, but you'll see him probably in the future for sure. But so with tonight, we're kind of getting into an interesting topic that I was kind of, chewing over. And Paul and I, Prep and Paul and I had a conversation in Discord, and we were saying, I said, hey, well, maybe we should talk about this RF versus online kind of thing. Like, us as hams, we're super active, and I'm finding I'm on it was funny. I was having a conversation with somebody else, and the topic came up. It was like, how many Discords you are on? And the number came out to be 70. And I'm like, 70 discords. You have enough time in your day to be able to go converse in 70 different discords. And then I'm like, well, how much time do you spend playing on the air, like picking up your mic? And, from that point, I was just like, that doesn't make a balance. And then I started thinking of my life, like, okay, dude, but how much time do I spend online on a given day? And then how much am I really on the radio, doing radio stuff? And so I threw it out to these guys and I said, hey, let's talk about this a little bit. What's it like for you guys in general? In your own lives, do you find there's an imbalance, or you spend more in one versus the other? And, do you feel guilty? Am I bringing guilt to the table? Or what's your take on it? So anybody want to pick it up?
Well, that's the stream. Good night,
Great
everybody.
All right. Yep. Thank you, guys. All right. So nobody wants to pick it up. So, all right, I'll take the ball and run here. So, I guess for me, in that conversation I did mention just earlier, I spend a lot of time talking about ham radio in a lot of discords that I'm in, because a lot of them are ham radio focused, and it's great. It's good conversation, and it's, I learn a lot for sure, and I share a lot. But I got thinking, it's like yesterday, how much did I spend on the radio? I know I was doing 5-2 challenges for the channel and spending 10, 15 minutes doing that and all the other activities, but I'm not spending as much as I want to on the radio. And for me, that kind of feels weird, because that's why I'm in ham radio, is to play ham radio. I know we're a hobby of 1,000 hobbies, and Discord could be part of that. The online could be part of that. But I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I weird?
Yeah, you are.
Yes. So thank you, Paul. I knew that was all covered. Okay, good. Excellent. We solved that one.
Well, I mean, it's just like, our discussion and prior, I think the ham radio on the YouTubes or social media, and the ham radio on the air, is kind of seasonal. We all get together a lot in the wintertime because, it's wintertime and nobody wants to go the hell outside unless you live in the Southwest or Texas or Florida even. So a lot of us are still, we were 54 inches of snow this past winter, and we did a lot of YouTube. And there's a balance, and it's seasonal. I really think that it's we come together here on social media, whether it's YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, definitely Facebook, because we want to see what the other hams are doing, and we share. What are you shaking your head for?
Give zero fucks about the Book of Faces, about any other social media.
You know what? I'm trying to encompass where all the hams are at.
He's being inclusive.
Yeah, but not all the hams. Paul, not all the hams love social media. Social media is a cesspool of fucking toxicity.
But the thing
I don't disagree.
But the thing is hams, as we are hams, we pay a lot of attention. I know the Book of Faces, it is a pain in the balls, and pretty much all social media is. But if we're just, a lot of us focus on the ham radio aspect, because we want to see what the other hams are doing. Yeah, quit making the fucking faces, would you?
All right, hold on. When was the last time? When was the last time you went on the Book of Faces and you went to the POTA fucking group?
Never. Dude, I get drops every day.
It is 99% the worst of ham radio operators.
Oh my!
And they're in there and they're trolling and they're asking stupid questions and they're making fun of each other. It is a cesspool of just the shittiest people ever.
Or someone asks a legitimate question and gets dumped on.
Yeah. So it's where brand new hams come in and discover sad hams.
True.
Right.
But so here's the other side of that coin. Before we had the world, the internet, and social media and the Book of Faces, we had 80 meters. And 80 meters is still today the same 80 meters that was 20 years ago. It's just, we've taken that model and applied it in our online communities. And so have we done any improvements? Have we grown from learning that in the 80 meter band to where we are now? I don't think so. But
there's not as much gout discussed on Facebook as there is on 80 meters.
You're just in the wrong groups, my friend. You're in the wrong groups.
You got to click on the links to see the gout.
Yeah, I don't need to see the gout. No, I'm all right. But what, I mean, it's just, I think that it is seasonal, and people hams, granted, as toxic as it is, people who are the normal hams, I'll just put normal because we are not all normal hams. The super non-normal, they just want to look and see what other hams are doing, Yeah.
So yes. So let's take that little sidebar out of all of the dumpster fires that we all know the social media has been. For most of my interaction with Discord and stuff, it's mostly just a communications check-in or, hey, I'm sharing this, I'm building this. And at least our Discord, I'd have to say, is pretty, level. I don't think we've ever been in any insane, we have containers for us to be assholes in and not, crass and whatever. But in essence, for the most of the stuff that's in there, I can feel hey, I'm learning something. But at the same time, can I learn more if I actually was talking on the air?
You could.
Yeah.
Depending on the ham you're talking to.
True.
There is that.
I will say I have run into a lot of very courteous, very helpful hams.
Yes.
In the 20 meters and up bands.
Okay. So HF.
Actually, no. I'll say 40 meters and up. Right. Mm-hmm. And so you just kind of exclude 80 meters because 80 meters is the Facebook of fucking ham radio.
Sure. We've established that.
Well, I think there's a benefit to the online compared to radio. Yeah, you can learn on radio, right? You do nets all the time, and usually there's a training net, or they do something. But like Aries, I know Michael does. There'll be a training portion of it. But the benefit of online stuff, besides the fact that it's literally global, is you got visuals, you got videos, you got people can show photos and examples of I need help with a hustler antenna, and they're like, well, this is what I did with my ground plane, So I think that's the advantage of it. It makes it a lot more versatile, more informational, I guess. I don't know.
Well, okay, so let's do a comparison and contrast here. So yeah, we have text messaging, JSA call, and VARA AC and all of that. And we've got SSTV, so we can send pictures of all our builds there. I mean, God, it would take forever to be able to send a couple back and forth. But, we pioneered a lot of that stuff to get to a place that's now instantaneous, which is, I think a lot of our short attention spans kind of play into this a little bit. But I think my experience, and I'll throw this out here because I find this very interesting when it comes to the local stuff, repeaters. I'm more apt to go on to an online community ham focused and talk there very quickly and then jump off and go do something else. But I find that same methodology applies to repeaters. How many times you've had a conversation with somebody and the repeater's been dead all day, but then you finally get somebody on there and you have a conversation and they're like, oh, I gotta go. I don't want to tie up the repeater too much. And they end the conversation. It's why? Dude, we're having a great conversation.
No, but that's an excuse to get off because they're done talking.
Well, dude, then be honest and say, "Hey, I got nothing more."
Or honestly, it could be a sense of mic right there because they get on the repeater. Okay, I've accomplished getting on the repeater. Okay, I'm going to release the repeater so other people can use it, even though it's been dead all day. Yeah,
right.
You know what I miss?
No,
I miss forums.
Yes.
Forums? That's what Discord pretty much is.
Yeah, but it's not. Discord is a pain in the ass, and I'll be honest. I'm in a whole bunch of very informative, helpful Discord channels, and I don't have the time to go through them all. I don't have the time to look and even when I'm searching for something, it's not as easy to find what you're looking for in Discord as it was like a forum.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
I think social media completely killed forums, but forums were such a useful tool for like just, hey, you know what? This is the project that I did, and here's the pictures, and here's how I did it, and then people could go back on it and they could look and they could comment, and even though it was a 2-year-old forum thread that hadn't been revived in a while, it gets revived by that new ham that was like, holy shit, I like that antenna idea.
So move over, millennial. I am going to talk Gen X to you right now. We grew up with Usenet, and if everybody remembers Usenet, that was horrible. That was the original forum.
God.
You could never find crap in those things. They were full of, like, obviously, a few folks said, the female variety of porn, and for what it was worth, it was like a trash heap of trying to find anything useful or stay in a conversation thread. Forums were the visual version of Usenet.
Yeah, Usenet was a dumpster fire.
It was,
but no organization.
I don't discredit you for the forum stuff because I grew up on forums. I was into 4x4s very early on in my car career, and I was just like, yeah, that's where you'd go to get the info, and it was great. But dude, there were still the multiple attacks and the people blocking people and the middle finger emoji and the whole 9 yards all flying through those forums. So Discord just compacts it all into one view. I think that's really the only thing for me Discord does wrong because you get too much information.
Perverts before the dark web. Oh, that's funny.
It was.
Yeah.
The thing with Discord and everything is there's always going to be, there's always going to be a new forum or a new social media platform. And I'm like, good gosh, I got to learn another one. I have to learn another one. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, X, and Blue Sky, which I'm not part of. And
don't forget Threads.
Now I got Discord.
Threads.
And True
Reddit.
Social.
Reddit.
Yep.
Oh, God, the cesspool of Reddit.
Reddit is a one-sided platform. And
it's the original forums. It's built on Usenet.
It is a very, very one-sided platform. So.
Depending on what subject you're looking for.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's never the
Tortoise
stuff you're really
got all NSFW.
No, actually, no. But I might have one or two.
Yeah.
But I still use WhatsApp and some Signal, but those groups get overloaded where my phone's constantly flashing. So I have to go for every group I get added to mute them. And then if I'm going to look into it, then I can look into it.
I just shut down Discord notifications, and I'll look at it when I have a spare minute. I have very select people like Paul or Eric that I have notifications for. Other than that, I don't give a shit until I get home.
So let me put this spin on it. We all hams. We all have we all fight our teeth and grit our teeth, I should say, on when Yaesu or any of the mobile manufacturers release a new firmware version and they take away the channelization in our radio so we can slam in 250 frequencies so we can scan all of them. How is that any different than, say, our online world? Because I don't know about you, but when I was doing the 5.2 challenge, I can't tell you how many times I would get someone call me back on 5.2 saying, oh, my scanner was running and it was going through 500 frequencies and it finally came around and hearing you call CQ. And I'm like, after you go through 500,
dude,
that's it?
A faster freaking scanner.
Well,
Jesus.
True, but that's not much different than our Discords or our Facebooks or Threads or anything, right?
Yeah, and everybody, I see a bunch of MySpace. Who has had MySpace?
Holy
raise
crap!
their hand.
Oh God, yeah. How about LiveJournal? Anybody remember LiveJournal?
Yep, never had one.
I had a LiveJournal.
So the thing with LiveSpace, people were not smart enough thinking that people outside MySpace can look at you.
Yeah.
And so, I work in finance and credit and finance, and I would see business owners saying, "Yeah, we're about to shut our business down, but we're going to load up from our vendor and then file bankruptcy."
They post that.
I'm like, yes, they post stuff like that, and I'm just like,
oh my god, I see.
And then the salesman's like, hey, I got a big order. Can you ship it? I'm like, no.
Michael, I am removing you from my top 10 friends on MySpace.
It does still exist. It's just a music resource now, I think.
Yeah. I still have an account. I logged in. It freaked me out. I was like, what?
I never had a MySpace account, but I would research it because you would not believe what people put on there.
Hey, my landing page had the refrigerator with the magnets. People would leave me stupid comments on there with the little refrigerator magnets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the early Facebook. I remember how many we could. It wasn't adding, but I forgot what Facebook's approach was when they first started. When you wanted to get a hold of somebody's attention and you weren't friends with them, it was sort of the same thing.
Poke?
Yeah.
Was that poke?
Yeah, poking. Yeah, that's what it was. Like, I'm gonna poke you. Like,
That's
God damn
still
right,
there.
you're gonna poke me.
I got poked like 3 months ago, and it was kind of creepy.
I know, right? It's like I felt something. I couldn't figure it out.
Hey, Michael, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to show us where you poked at?
Point
sir?
on your body where they were touching.
Oh, too much trauma. Too much trauma.
Well, let's bring this back to ham. So,
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's. Yeah.
so I guess with this, like, we still think ham radio and RF in general is like more relevant. Like, I mean, obviously, Tortoise, you said seasonal stuff, and I sort of get that, but I still talk on the repeaters even in wintertime when there's 50 feet of snow on the ground, and still play in the RF space. I'm just not like out doing POTA or whatever. But do we think like as us as ham radio operators, RF still like kind of front and center for us, or was it kind of just a secondary thing because we just take, we let our online stuff take front and center?
Honestly, ham radio itself is a secondary hobby.
Too.
If you think about it,
Secondary to the internet?
Well, no. Well,
To
ham
my
radio
wife?
is actually
Which
the
one?
first- ham radio is the first social media platform.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, but I do a lot of emergency communication, emergency management. I volunteer with our county emergency management. I'm the areas emergency coordinator for the county, and so a lot of that's my passion. Mine is practical application of the hobby, but ham radio is not my center focus. But ham radio is a tool that I use in a lot of avenues in life. So
I do have a particular
Set of skills.
skills I've acquired for a
That's what
very
all
long
Aries
career.
people should put on their T-shirts.
Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
I like it. I like it.
I think I've made the decision. I think since I'm in charge of next month's joint stream, we're gonna be streaming from SSTV. So please get your signal links ready.
I gotta reload Paint. Hold on a sec. That's one app that needs a jump to the 21st century. My gosh.
I have a new Paint app. I mean, come on.
They're calling on Paint to make image adjustments. Like today, let's get into the real world.
That's why I use ChatGPT. So,
Well, I'm just reacting to Don's comment here. The activity in repeaters died when cell phones became commonplace. Well, there's got to be something going on for activity to go on the repeater. Like last night, we had storms coming in. That repeater was busy all night. I mean, just one person after another trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, then that needs a net control, and yeah.
Well, we never did activate. That storm went right up to the county line and stayed over here and destroyed a bunch of stuff on the county west of us. And then it went south of us. It was a really weird storm and destroyed a lot of stuff down there.
Can I totally derail us for like 30 seconds here?
If you're going to bring up Shannon's comment, I'm going to say no.
No,
only 30 seconds.
No. I want to say thank you, Tortoise, for the airband radio, because that is what I'm using all day long to talk to the plane, and I love it.
Huh.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. And by the way, hold on.
He's got one too.
Thank you for the marine radio, Paul, that I do not use. That's hanging on my shelf.
I talked to my neighbor who stands in his boat in his backyard.
I got a sailboat in the backyard. Hey, anybody want a sailboat? I got a sailboat for free.
No. The phrase still stands. The man who buys a boat the first day he's happy. Or it's the second day, last day he sells his boat, he's happy. So
I didn't buy it. I got it for free. So, right now it's holding up the end of an antenna.
Well, then you made the other person who wanted to get rid of it very happy.
That's
Boat
good.
Junker
stands
sailboats on the air.
Bust out another 1,000.
No, I have busted out $0. I filled the tires up with air and brought it home, put the mast up, and now it's holding my freaking antenna in the backyard. So I could care less.
So being a
It's a
sailboat,
pretty direction, or a pretty. It's a pretty decoration.
Yeah, I would use it as an antenna mast for sure, man. Why not?
Oh yeah, it's got.
Well,
it's
if
got
it's
an
not sailing, you definitely
Well,
want to put it to use.
being a mast, you got to have it on 14.3 the whole time.
I know, true for Maritime Mobile.
It's true.
That's funny. Okay, Mike, you got me on that one. All right.
Get in there and just start rag chewing. And you're like, where are you located? I'm in my boat. Well, where are you located? Well, my compass doesn't work. I'm just in my boat.
That's awesome.
You can be Maritime Mobile in your backyard. There you go.
I don't sure there's got to be a rule. No rules to that. You could flood your backyard a little bit. That way, at least you have some water, seawater.
I can put it in a pool.
There you go.
Maritime Mobile.
Let me know when you do it. I'll tune into 14300 and I'll record the whole thing because that's gold.
That would be hilarious.
And then live stream from it.
That might be worth opening up the gate and backing that son of a bitch in and dumping it in.
Oh, look at that! Look at James' comment.
What tile is your boat?
What time is your boat in? There you go. There you go.
It's awesome.
So Mike, you had said you'd obviously used most of your repeaters and stuff like that for like basically Aries type communications and storm chasing and stuff like that. Do you find that that's the only time you're paying and putting effort into doing RF, or you balance it with regular rag chews on your commute?
Yeah. Well, I work from home, believe it or not. So I don't have much of a commute, but my radio is on during my breaks. I may jump on 20 meters or 40 meters, and I'll listen to 5.2 right now, which is dead. But it's just kind of there. But when it comes to Aries, we're very, very active. Actually, as an EC, I'm not on the radio so much. I'm more coordinating other radio operators and to do what they're doing. So I usually have a separate net control handle everything for me, and I just kind of put them where they need to go.
That's smart. Delegation, baby. Delegation.
I'm telling you, it makes life so much simpler.
Denton County is a really good county for that kind of activity. Yeah. Very proactive and very embedded with the county government and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah.
But how are the roads in Denton County? Because I noticed in Texas that the counties manage the roads, and some counties do not do a good job.
Some are good, some are bad.
You know when you cross the county line. You know when you cross the county line sometimes.
You fall into the next county.
Denton County, we have 135 operators that are Aries members. So we got a pretty good team there.
Hey, no buck.
I bet the roads around the expensive homes are probably better than the roads around the rest of our homes.
Housekeeping now, Tortoise. What are you doing?
I made a spill. I had to get some paper towels.
I love that the camera tracks him. Is he gonna follow you into the bathroom?
Don't ask.
No, it zooms in and goes around the corner.
I don't mind the camera tracking him. I just don't want it to follow him into the bathroom.
Well, no, that's down the hall. The other night I had a giant ass crack. So
I was gonna say you don't want it to pick up the wrong head as you're following. You get crotch shots. That's
not going to be a problem because it doesn't track things that small. So
you did it. I didn't.
It's like a turtle just peeking out of its shell.
No, a tortoise. Tortoise,
there you go.
Yes, he corrected me on that. Get that right.
Yes.
Back in the shell.
So, Paul, Prep Am.
Yes.
With your experience being over in Japan and stuff like that, how is like radio and communication? Because obviously they're like a huge presence when it comes to online. Everything's got to be like, in that sense, connected in some form or fashion. But like, how is that in comparison to like RF? Is RF busy over there and active as much, or about the same?
They do a lot of 40 meter, just people talking in Japan. there's a significant amount of piracy by the truckers. They don't use CB; they use 40 meters without licenses.
Really?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, so a while back they enacted it was 300 yen, which is about $1.80 a year. So when I get my license, I pay about $30 through their JARL, and they do it all for me. I just give them the PayPal money and all that. And then like 2 months later, I get this little card from their FCC, and it says, go down to the local 7-Eleven and pay your stamp tax. And it's a $1.80 tax. And they enacted that to stamp out piracy. And it's like,
That's
really?
7-Eleven.
Well, I mean, that's what they have. There's certain like banks and stuff. 7-Eleven is just the closest place for me. And they have the little stamp. They got to stamp it, and then they mail it into their FCC. But supposedly that was to crack down on piracy. I don't think it works because anytime I get on, I listen. I don't hear people saying call signs. Wow. But I really stopped operating over there because, well, one, we're in a hotel that you can't open the window. So I can't put my mag loop out the window. And two, unless I'm there on a weekend, it's just not active. It's not like here. It just isn't. Mm-hmm. You know, weekends, it's definitely more active, and the weekdays, it's kind of the truckers and the usual guys talking to each other who know each other. There's not anybody out there calling POTA. I've tried a POTA. Something was messed up with my radio or something. I couldn't get it to go, but I may try a POTA again, but they've got more restrictions. The guy came over from the park. I had a tripod with a camera, and he came over and asked what I was doing, and he said, "Oh, you can't have a tripod up." And I'm like, I can't have a tripod up in the park. You can't have a tripod up. He didn't see the spiked. He didn't see the chameleon antenna on the tripod back in the trees I had hidden. But yeah, it's kind of odd. So it's kind of discouraging in that sense. So basically, what I've been doing is just getting on All Star or Wires X or D Star from my room and just kind of doing that.
And you're coming back over to the stateside for that?
Yeah, coming back to the States. All Star lets me check into our local nets because I usually work Monday through Wednesday. Which is the reason I'm not as active in my local club compared to online group / club because I'm gone now. I'm gone pretty much every time we have a meeting. So it's harder. That's what's been great for me is even when I'm traveling, I've got that online community / club, you know, of all of us who know each other. Some of us have met, like Paul and I have done POTUS together. Michael and I have done POTUS together. And so that's what I love about the online community is even though I can't make it to my local club. Now, if I was home, I would be going, but I just can't. I still stay connected. And with All Star, I can check into other people's nodes, Jason at Ham Radio 2.0 or whoever, you know, Wires X, D Star. And most of the people I stay in contact with are kind of the online club that I've become a part of over the last couple of years of creating a channel.
Right.
So it sounds like you get a lot of, because of what your busy lifestyle is and work and everything, you get more out of the online community because that's how you stay connected. Way
more now. Now, initially I didn't, but once I got to a certain seniority and I've gotten responsibilities in the North Texas and Oklahoma church, I have to be home Wednesdays. So I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Wednesday nights I'm doing 80-meter nets for MCOM. And so our meetings are Tuesday nights, so that means I'm in Japan on Tuesday nights, and so it's just a shift. It's it's just a shift. That's all. But I like the online community because I made a lot more friends at Hamfest, at More Expo just a week. I don't know, almost 2 weeks ago. A bunch of guys were there too. So and then we do these streams like this, and like now we've got a joint stream going on here. I think it's great. I think it just enhances and improves the ham radio community in general.
Oh, most definitely.
It definitely gives it more, for me personally, more people ways to get engaged in a way that normally 10, 20 years ago, the only option was a ham radio club to go plug into. And you ended up walking in and either getting a whole bunch of stare downs or, you know, isolation or, you know, welcomed like you were a long lost, you know, prodigal son. You know, it all just depends on, you know, what club you were part of. But yeah, the online community, I feel, is more open arms and for a lot more people coming in and inviting more people. Do we all like eventually, you know, get annoyed with somebody after a while and block them or, you know, keep them out of a certain group? It happens. I mean, we all fight in some different ways, but I think there's definitely a place for that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, Interstellars.
I think ham clubs are so critical because everybody's like, well, I need somebody to teach me how to do this. I need somebody to teach me how to program my radio. I'm brand new. What radio do I get? How do I do
You're shaking
this
your
and that?
mic.
And I'm like, join a ham club. Join several because they all have different flavors. I'm actually active with 3 ham clubs. One we call the Lark Club, and that's more of the fun club. That's usually where you have a bunch of people drinking beer around the campfire. We do Texas State Parks on the Air. We do stuff like that. We got one that does balloon chasing and does a lot of those fox hunting things as well. The balloon chasing. When I say balloon chasing, I'm talking the high altitude balloons.
You talking about the radio? You talking about the radio songs that they send out?
Well, they do collect those, but no, they are actually launching their own high altitude balloon.
Oh, no shit.
So if you want to go to the k5wrk.org, they have a balloonatics section, and in fact, I got a few videos, 2 or 3 videos on my channel doing some of those chases and getting chicker bites in the process.
Yeah, we did a stream. We did a stream with Andrew, he's kind of the head of it all. A couple of weeks back on their balloons and what they do. Cool.
Well, there's a website that you can track the radio songs, and that's really cool. And I've always wanted to chase one of those. It just bring up the app, and it'll put you and where the radio sound is if you have GPS on your computer. And I always wanted to go see if I could go find one of those. Most of the ones that come by me go out to the ocean. They're done. So, every now and then, maybe Albany National Weather Service or something, we'll drop one out and you can chase it. But a lot of times, most of the ones that go out from like Long Island and whatnot, they just track and go right into the ocean. But I've always wanted to do that. I've always thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, and you can reflash those radio songs, and why it says on there, this is National Weather Service, not a harmful product, and then they say, please do not return to us. So
yeah, didn't they collect them for a while?
It's a free radio.
Yeah, they do.
It's a free radio, and so maybe I'll get with Andrew or Roger or somebody who's constantly going after these and see if I can show them how we do it. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And Roger's really good about getting hold of all the property owners to get on there, and they're pretty excited. They don't want their cows eating a bunch of latex balloons.
Yeah, that's bad.
Because cows will eat anything that's on the ground. So
pretty much.
So,
Eric, you laugh. Cows are stupid.
Oh, I'm totally 100%. I grew up in Westford, and they used to have cows at the actual ice cream place that we used to go to in town, and you could literally feed them paper cups and your leftover sundae, and you wouldn't have to throw it away because literally they would eat it.
Four stomachs and really bad farts. That's all I'm saying.
That is true.
One thing our club has done since COVID is they've maintained a Zoom link. So many times if I'm awake in Japan, I can watch and listen to our club meetings.
Oh. Gosh, chickens too. I fed him to KFC.
That's horrible, man. That's horrible.
Yeah,
bad chicken disease there.
Yeah, right.
That's how it starts, right? Be the cycle of life.
Bill, hello.
So do we feel like? I mean, obviously, clubs are a good staple for a lot of stuff, and you mentioned obviously Zoom being one more online, method to get connected. Like I know with our club, like my own club, when we have Zoom, a lot of our people that are on the Zoom get muted because it just competes with like the rest of the room or our guest speaker because someone forgets to mute their mic and you overpower them, kind of thing. I don't feel like that's a great way to stay connected in a club. It's a good way to absorb information, which is always good. Mm-hmm. But like, do you guys find you get more engaged or less engaged when you're just only on Zoom?
Well, I hate Zoom.
I'm not engaged, but I'm able to listen and still kind of be part of the club.
Well, even more so like outside of that. So like outside of just going to your club meeting, do you go to other club events that, or get you in person?
Well, that's, if I didn't have my own YouTube channel, I probably would more, but because I've become part of that kind of the Texas YouTube community, I end up doing winter field day with Tank Radio or Jason or Digital Rancher, and I do other things. I stay in touch with them through Signal. I'm in like 17,000 different Signal chat groups. That's just from our club. We have a chat group for digital modes. We have a chat group for, field day. We have a chat group, for all that. But anyway, it's
we got a chat group for pew pews. We got a chat group for
but that's just me. I could like Texas State Parks in the Air is hosted by our club, but it was the same weekend as More Expo, and I was going to More Expo, so I'm missing the Texas State Parks on the Air. So sometimes things conflict.
Now I want to share something real quick. Did you notice that Michael said pew pews? This is how ingrained we are with the YouTubes and the algorithms in which, because I just, it's after 10 o'clock. We've already had our 3 hour, or we've already had our 2 hour, and we already had our 3 minute intro. So we're past the 30 seconds, but how ingrained we are with YouTube and algorithms. And he said pew pew, which this is something that has been ingrained in our lives.
So I've also do a lot of lives with TikTok as well, and so TikTok you have to say pew pew. YouTube you can say gun, but here's an interesting thing. There's
you're
a lot
muted,
of gun.
Paul. Grouch, you're muted.
There are a lot of gun.
Communist
channels.
China.
There are a lot of gun channels on YouTube, and here's the thing that you may or may not know. If I were to grab my firearm here and showed it to you live, you would have got a strike for that live.
No, we wouldn't,
not
because
on
the
YouTube.
premium's not monetized.
Not on YouTube.
But
I am monetized. I show guns.
Okay, but apparently they will give you a strike. But if you show a gun during a video, they don't.
Yeah, Joshua's got a great comment.
Yeah, their reasoning was. Something can go bad on the live stream. They don't want you to show a gun on a live stream because something can go bad because guns are bad. But,
Michael, you need to go back and watch some Weekend Warriors because we have pulled out guns numerous times. We have talked guns, showed guns.
More than pew pew word, that word that Joshua was saying, unaliving. The fact that we have to say unaliving,
which is
such a joke. It is such a joke.
Kill. Suicide, abortion, those are all words, and they're descriptive words for a specific thing. Well, and you know what? I give zero fucks what the algorithm thinks because I'm not going to play that game.
So let me pose the question this way. When you're on a repeater, what's the logistics? How many times do we hear, don't talk politics, don't talk religion, don't talk... I mean, the same rules kind of apply.
But
I do it anyway.
That doesn't apply in Texas.
I'm sure Texas is like
religious politics, guns, everything in Texas.
Well, I think it's it's different in the sense of we're talking. I mean, we're talking about clubs, online influence. But if you've got a channel that's on a certain topic, then it shouldn't be a problem. If you're not promoting any violence, there shouldn't be a problem. Just like there shouldn't be a problem if you're talking on the RF frequencies, right? You should be able to talk about whatever you want until you're threatening or doing something that is illegal. Exactly. That's where the line should be. Is are you threatening someone's life or harm or something illegal? That should be the line. That's it. No other pick words here and there and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Right. And I agree. I agree with that.
RF or online.
But YouTube has improved a lot on that. It used to say if you said gun, it immediately striked you. Now TikTok will get you for alcohol. We had somebody. There's a guy. It's K5KAB, I think, and he goes by Kilos and Bourbon. He has his own private label.
He's
bourbon.
Great.
And he'll say like 7. So the 7 persons that he contacts will get a free bottle of bourbon. And a guy showed that on TikTok, and here's my bottle, and immediately TikTok. I started getting a message on the bottom of my thing saying, "Products."
Michael,
this,
you're
baby,
playing in the wrong spaces, brother.
Yeah, you're playing in the wrong spaces. I mean, if you're getting your pee-pee slapped for a bottle of booze, then no.
And now we're demonetized. But anyway.
Yeah. There you go, right there.
Is that the ocean?
I'm moving on up.
Is that the
to
ocean?
the heights?
No, just regular Jeffersons.
Okay.
So Interstellar basically said their platform, their rules. I abide by that because in essence, that's how they built it. If we built our own, I mean, that's why we have Discords, right? So we do what we want as long as we abide by the no under age 18 kind of thing, whatever. I mean, this still occurs, but
But going through TikTok, and it was because Sean, WTF Radio, really twisted my arm to get on TikTok. And I don't do very many videos of my own. I may do shorts on there on occasion, but I am on other people's lives. And I made some friends. Made some friends I talk on HF all the time with.
And how do we apply this to ham radio clubs?
Oh, don't get me going.
So my buddy sent me some pictures from a ham radio club out in Rhode Island. It's in the northwest corner. They have a log periodic that is actually has a tower for the boom. It was an old Navy log periodic for HF. Absolutely gorgeous club. They have good old stuff. They've got new stuff. They've got tube fired. They've got transistor fired. Beautiful, beautiful club. And he's like, dude, I think I'm going to join this club because they actually have stuff. They're doing stuff. Unlike my club here, my local club, and I'm going to throw the call out there, W1SMH, the Sturdy Memorial Hospital Club, who is average age 75, and they don't make any means to bring in more people. They do not have an online presence, and these are things that I've brought up to them. I'm like, hey, look, you need to do this. They sent me a thing. They voted me into the club and said, okay, here's the dues, and that was it. And it's like, you know what? I'll help you guys out if you need something, but I'm good. So there's that.
I believe, obviously, we're all in the same generation age-wise, so we're all already very much engaged and very familiar with the online connection, and we crave connecting with people and making connections, whether it's down the street or halfway around the world kind of thing. So I find that older generation, that 70-plus club, they don't use that technology because they didn't come from that. They were Spark Gap, they were CW, they were I'm in my shack and I make.
Now you're reaching the Spark Gap. Come on, man.
Okay, I know I am, but I'm trying to frame it out here.
But they spent their time attention.
We crave. Yeah, we sometimes do. Please, whatever. You're trying to. I see you trying to hug. Basically warm up to that damn algorithm, you sir. Don't tell me different.
There's a reason. There's a reason why my channel is stagnant, and I can't break the 5,000 subscriber mark, and it's because I don't give a fuck. This is. Freedom, baby, freedom.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
You talk about the older generation here, and the third club that I belong to is DECARA, which is Denton County Amateur Radio Association. And what I love about there is my Elmer is with that club.
What's an Elmer?
What's an Elmer? There you go.
Your mom.
It was that
club. Liquid
Here we go. Right back.
That club that taught me a lot of the ham radio skills.
Emotional damage.
Sorry, Michael. Your club taught you skills.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. It was a connection through the clubs that I got. But Gerald, I call him Gerald the Godfather. He's now known as the Godfather of ham radio for Denton County. And he just took me under his wings and just got me involved in all the technical side of everything. And and Lark got me involved in a lot of the fun stuff where you can go out camping and enjoy ham radio. Richardson got me involved in chasing the high altitude balloons and doing things such as that. So
yeah,
I think the clubs are great. They're a great connection point. But it all depends on the people of the club. And Gerald's in his 80s, by the way, and he's got a lot of young people hanging around him all the time, just learning from him.
Dude.
Michael, this is a very good comment. Boomers on the air. Because wait. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
There are we are Gen X now.
Right.
So, but the boomers and earlier never pushed for the youth to get on. They really, really didn't. But we as Gen Xers, now we're taking that place of them. So now that we're taking that place, we're trying to push for youth to get on the air harder than they did. Because I remember 34 years ago this month, I got my license. And it was 1992, 34 years ago. I got the techno code. I was one of the first ones to get a techno code in April of 1992. And I know Eric's right behind me on that, or right in front of me, one of the two.
I prefer behind you, but whatever.
Everyone has their thing.
Don't forget to reach around. Anyways, but we've been pushing as Gen Xers for more youth on the air,
Right.
because in my business I work in commercial radio, P25, public safety, etc., and we are a dying breed. Because nobody youth-wise wants to get into our profession. And so our profession, I've got guys in my shop that are almost 70 and that have been doing it for 40 plus years. And we've got a few guys coming in. We've got a Skillbridge kid who's an E5 in the Navy, and he's actually enjoying it. He might get into this or do something else. But it's just, it's sad to say that, the Gen X generation might be the last generation to push ham radio into youth. And I think we need to do that because more and harder, and to show these kids, hey, look, when the shit hits the fan, your cell phone ain't going to work. Within 24 hours, I guarantee most of the cell sites are going to be dead because the generators ran out of fuel. Go.
I would say one caveat to that. I think youth is important, but youth is so, it's not like the old attitude of like you teach someone who's under 12 or 13 about ham radio, they get their license, they get into teenage years, they get into high school, college, that whole thing. Ham radio is not really like, it may be somewhat of their life, but they're doing a whole shit ton of other stuff. I think we should spend more time on the 30-somethings below us. So, like, I'm thinking, like, Paul's generation, even a little younger, because those are the people that are going to have to take. Dude, you're younger than me. Just get over it. Embrace it.
You're younger than us, so bite me.
You're better looking. So what?
I am just barely a fucking millennial. Leave me alone.
See, you got that little Gen X in you. I appreciate that.
I'm disappointed, Paul. No.
Now, all right, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but obviously, right, the millennial generation, there was a lot of lackadaisical parenting that went on. And so the Gen Z kids were fucking terrible. They're absolutely terrible, right?
Oh, they're horrendous.
But now those same millennials had the Gen Alpha babies, and they're treating them like Gen X. And so I don't know how true it is, but I've seen a lot of posts where the millennials are seeing the errors in the Gen Zs, and they're going, you know what? The fucking latchkey kids were like the cream of the fucking crop.
Yes.
The critical thinkers and independent thought and ability to just make decisions and act on it. And that information is now being imparted in these Gen Alphas.
But dude, let me say this as a Gen Xer.
They're not going to ever come close to what Gen X is, but it's good to see like that cycle coming back around where like we want these kids to think and be independent and not be reliant on fucking technology. Like there are other ways to find the information when technology fails.
We didn't have technology. We had a phone book in a AT&T payphone that we would figure out how to hack
And
to
the
because we'd have a
Encyclopedia
quarter.
Britannica.
We learned about the war from the library. Like that's exactly.
Hey, Eric, red box or blue box?
Exactly.
This is gonna blow some people's mind. Red box or blue box?
6400. That's my favorite, magazine that I read every week.
You still remember your home phone number or your best friend's phone number growing up?
I do.
Yep.
But most people don't know their phone numbers now.
I know what.
Not even their own cell phone numbers.
Yeah.
I even know my phone number before they flipped it over to just digits, and it was Fleetwood 77790.
Oh gosh! Wow.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
My neighborhood was 214-357-7790. That phone number is no longer active. That's why I'm sharing it. But Fleetwood 77790 are on some of the phones of my neighbors. It flat said it on there.
Wow.
I can remember my mom's number. 518. What was it? 518-356-5042. I can remember my grandparents' number, 518-377-0177. I had Fort Campbell, which wasn't that long ago. I got a call at 2 a.m. I was the on-call. I got a call that they weren't getting 911 calls at Fort Campbell, and I said, "What the hell are you talking about?" I get up to Fort Campbell, and Verizon switched from 7-digit dialing to 10-digit dialing, and
screwed everything up. I remember that.
Yeah, forgot to bang over the 911 lines. I had the post commander. I had everybody at the 911 center at Fort Campbell, and they were all freaking out. I made 2 phone calls, one to AT&T, and said, "Is it you?" And they said, "No." I made the other phone call to Verizon. They said, "Oh shit."
It does. Yep.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago. That was 2015. They just switched over to 10-digit, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember at high school, and even after that, everything was 7 digits. And
yeah.
My mom's hometown. My mom lived in a small town, Winoka, Oklahoma, and there you only had to dial 5 digits to call your neighbors, which is crazy.
Well, you used to be able to troll people in your house too. Remember? Hit 9 and then dial your own number, and someone in your house would pick it up, and you could do whatever you wanted.
Yep.
Hey, who remembers the callback number?
Star 69.
Star 69. What was Star 77?
No,
was
Star
Star
67.
Star 6.
Oh, yeah, 67 and
Was to
77
block
was to
your number.
Yeah, 67 was to block the number, 77 was to unblock it. So you could go to your friend's house, star 677, unblock it, and then their number would go out.
And prank calls before caller ID became, called bowling.
Oh God, I remember the little boxes. Oh, Jesus, I hated those.
The little caller ID boxes.
See, with all these online communities and technologies, we don't have to deal with the little box. We don't have to deal with those things anymore.
Heck yeah. Well,
Hello? Is your refrigerator running? You better go catch it.
No.
Dude.
Dude, I'm out front. Answer your phone.
When we were kids, we would call bowling alleys and said, "Do you have 10-pound balls?" Yes.
Yes.
How do you walk?
Now you got guys on TikTok doing the same thing, though. It's actually kind of funny. Target. Could you page the person in Target? They'd give some funny name, but
yes. Wong Duk To.
It just, I don't know. I think it enhances all of it.
All right, so if we try to pull this one back before it goes too far down the 80s rabbit hole there. So I got a question. Like, do we feel like from the online side that we learn or gain more from like being in online communities about RF than we do if we were talking on RF or playing with RF or, meeting clubs and talking about RF?
It's taking the place of magazines where we used to get our information from. It has extremely taken the place because QRZ magazine, a bunch of different stuff, the ease of access to Google and say, this is what's going on. What am I doing wrong? And you get the information. I mean, Google AI is like, oh yeah, you do this, and this, and it's like, and it should work. And that's gleamed over 1,000 searches and whatever. But yeah, I think we learn more now because it's easier access. Before we had to go through magazine archives, or we had to have a stack of QRZs or QSTs.
Well, wasn't that the thing as an Elmer? Like, you could pass on to the new ham. Correct. Was like, here's my big giant. Instead of the Playboys, it was like, here's my QRZ stack, and I'd eat it up. That was great. Sorry, that's the PC version. Yes.
Well, I've only told a couple of you guys that I have to update. I'm sending them photos now too. They wanted photos they want photos in a specific format, and I had to update the thing I sent into ARLs for the QST. I sent an article in. I got to resend it with photos now. But the title is Beyond the Clubhouse: How Online Communities Are Reshaping Amateur Radio. Mm-hmm. And I thought I'd pull this up, and just at the end of it, this is kind of how I ended it, and this is how I feel about the kind of the conversation we're having is. So if they post it now, you don't have to read the end. You'll know what it says. It says, whether friendships begin at a clubhouse meeting, on a live stream, or at a hamfest, or under a pop-up canopy for a POTA, they are what keep many operators engaged year after year. If the new generation of online ham communities helps more people learn, operate, laugh, travel, make lasting friendships, then it's not replacing ham radio club tradition. It is expanding it. And that's really how I feel.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's well said, sir.
And
when's your book coming out?
Well, so
yeah. When's your book coming out?
and what magazine is that in? Because I don't think I get it any longer.
Ooh,
wow. We'll see. I don't know how they choose articles, but I've never sent one in. We'll see what it does.
I had a club member send an article into ARL, and 5 years later they printed it. So you might get more lucky because you're a YouTuber, but.
If I get it, if they print it when I'm silent key, you guys just do a stream on it and just say, pour one out for me.
Shit, we'll be dead before you. What are you talking about? Jesus. Hey, but send it in QRZ and see what they say.
That's what he did.
I thought it was,
no.
I thought it was QST.
Did I say QRZ? I meant QST.
Yeah.
I think that's what Mike meant.
Digital magazine.
It's ARL's magazine.
Yeah, ARRL. Yeah. QRZ takes stuff as well, but I want to send it out there first.
Yeah. What is a magazine?
I hope that your article gets printed, but I also hope that ARRL folds, because they're just like the U.S. government. They're too big, too bloated, too corrupt, and too broken.
It just has to fold a week after mine prints.
Exactly. That's all that matters. Exactly. It'll be the last episode. So in the terms of I get communities, and that's a great starting point, but do you find, Paul, that holds water over a long time, 5-10 years? Do you see yourself not? I don't know what, dude.
Oh, that was
sour. It depends on what angle you're approaching it. Is it communication? Is it friendships? Is it because I've got friendships that are always going to be friendships now with both people online and my local club. I will most likely see in person my friends in local club than I will online. I think I've seen you, Paul. I think I've seen you twice, right? Yep. Huntsville and here. So twice in a year is all I've seen Paul. But so there's a difference, but there's similarities in that you can build lasting friendships with both. But more than likely, I'm going to see the local club members more than I will physically see the other club member friends who I've met online. But I'm seeing you guys online way more than I'm seeing my local club members in person.
Right. And
well, that's because we do YouTube.
I know, true.
Well, yeah. And I think when you make a channel, I don't think so. And I've thought about this many times, because I hate that I can't or don't participate. I won't say can't, because there are many times I've been able to and just choose not to because of laziness, I guess. I now have to make a choice on whether to go with this group and do this thing with, let's say, field day, or with my club field day, or so it's created that not really a conundrum, but kind of it's kind of I have to divide my time now with those same events. And I've thought about that, and part of me thinks this kind of sucks. I don't see my local buddies as often as I'd like. And so maybe I need to balance that more, because we have a great club. We have a bunch of great guys in the club. So, it can pull you away from a club. So I guess that's kind of what I'm saying right now is it can pull you away from local club activities.
Well, it can. Eric called me yesterday, and I had one of my buddies, Dave N1EOK, who lives in the town next to me. I have noticed, and I'm not bragging because I don't brag. I try not to, anyways. I am not braggadocious. See, look, big word. But in my local area, I noticed that if I get on the air, a lot of other people get on the air. I don't know if it's because of me or, but there's probably 10 or 15 hams in the area that if I get on the air, one or more multiple ones will get on the local repeater and BS with me. And I don't know if it's because of this media, because they all watch, and I always try to send out the links to the guys before I get on. A lot of them are sandbaggers; they won't make a comment. But it's just it's a weird dynamic. I mean, does that make sense?
It does.
And it's just like. I got people that will call me up. Hey, what are you doing this afternoon? Nothing. You want a coffee? Come over and bring me a coffee. I'm like, really? So I don't know if I'm just a likable guy, but a lot of the hams that I talk to, are always interested in the new stuff and the radio and everything, and it's become a weird become a weird dynamic because I'm going to be leaving, and I don't know how that dynamic is going to shift, for the guys that are here, because a lot of them come to me for answers and questions. And it's just like, I don't know.
Oh, just in the wintertime, Taurus, I'm going to have to freeze doing an activation by myself, but that's something I have to cope with.
I know, dude. I'm so sorry that I'm going to be in
giving you a hard time.
Blazing Son of Phoenix area.
So here's the catch: that we play in RF a lot, and so the benefit to us, even though we're in the online community, we can talk anywhere. We still have the extension of RF. So you're going farther away, dude, which makes it even cooler for me now to actually make a freaking contact with someone in Arizona. Whether at a Pota Park or not. So we have that extension, I think, through ham radio.
Dude, and on my trip out, like I said, it's going to be like 40 hours of windshield time, but it's going to take like 4+ days because I'm going to drive from sunup to sundown, and I'll be stopping at parks on the way, and trying to make contacts while I go. I am going to make that valiant effort to do that, because I have so much ADD going on. I'm just going to want to drive. But if I pass,
you better stop in Illinois, and I will go to a park with you.
Dude, I'm going down 40. I am not going that fucking far north.
Detour.
Dude, I love you. I'm going to see you in Arizona.
Do a tile.
You can kiss my ass till I see you in Arizona.
All right. Well, I've got a hard-hitting question here. Then I think this kind of maybe a little harsh, but I'm going to say, if someone never keys a mic ever, but is active online every day in the ham radio community as a ham, are they fully part of the hobby?
No.
Why not?
Because
they're not using RF.
Yeah, you're not doing anything to enhance or further amateur radio.
What if they were kit builders and they love to build transmitters and stuff? Still no?
Cool. But if they're using them, yeah.
You have to test it.
They make one contact with the transmitter, put it away. Never do any more.
Find out, dude.
That's okay. So basically, the criteria is you make one contact and you're good. You're still in the club. You're still in the brotherhood or sisterhood.
You have to define what ham radio is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different for Paul than it is to me, right?
Yeah, and broad, because I know somebody that every day he's working on a repeater, he's working on some ham radio project or everything, I don't hear him on the radio every day. But I mean, he does get on our nets and he does the basic stuff. But he is actually working on the equipment at the towers and the Radio Shacks and all that at the EOC. He's doing all that stuff. But that's his side of the hobby. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to run a search and rescue. He doesn't want to run a net. He doesn't want. He's not a contester, but he will work on the equipment because that's his passion.
And so someone just likes
mind,
to build antennas.
Are they fully part of the hobby? So in your mind, are they accepted?
Yeah. I would. Okay. I mean, you have to do something RF in order to be part of the hobby.
And it doesn't mean talking RF, right? Because you can transmit digital. You can do keyboard to keyboard.
FT8, PSK,
right.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's just like George, KC12 TQF there. He lives 20 minutes from me, dude. 20 minutes. He built something for me, the 3D printed slingshot doohicker. We've been trying to get together for like 2 weeks now. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, very close.
Awesome.
I like it.
He actually 3D printed it. What do you mean? What? Hold that back up, Grouch.
What? I didn't see that fully.
So
that's awesome.
Oh, the slingshot.
A little rubber dingus. It's a slingshot.
I thought Paul had taken his plunger and was trying to solve a stuffed toilet issue. That's what it looked like.
What a great idea.
That thing rocks, you know?
That is pretty cool.
I have the rubber for mine. I just got to get it from George. Here, look. Here, hold on.
Use protection.
Did we just get demonetized here? No.
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
Well, that's a good example too, because 3D printing has become a big part of the hobby.
Oh, it's been a huge part of the
so what if someone just likes to design? They just like to design devices like that or build antennas. They're not really into the speaking side of it. That's still part of the hobby. I mean, if we're just looking, is it part of the hobby? Yeah, it's part of the hobby.
I mean, I don't know how much Trevor spends time on the radio, but he's a member of Flag and Torch Society. He's currently serving still, and he's the one that came up with this. And dude, this thing is freaking awesome.
That's cool.
You don't
does he have a call sign?
He does. I don't know it.
Then maybe that's it. If you got a call sign, you're part of the hobby. It doesn't matter what you do.
Does he have a name for that slingshot? Walter's asking.
It's available on it's available
Makerspace.
On Makerspace. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people that do the maker stuff and don't really, push the button.
How about like GMRS or somebody who's in Meshtastic only?
There you go.
Because I mean,
we've adopted real radio.
nor is Meshtastic either. But I mean, we have a ham frequency set on Meshtastic, and do we use it? No, we all use the open channel for IM. Right. So I mean, it is definitely a rabbit hole.
It's still ham radio, even though it's not a ham frequencies. It's like GMRS. Dakara and Lark both put up GMRS repeaters in Denton County.
I am not getting into GMRS. It's not ham. It's no.
Well, okay.
I think there's a place for it. I think there's a place for it.
I agree with Paul. There's a place for it.
Is what I have it for.
So Taurus, what's the sticking point for you to not call it a radio or radio?
It is a radio, but it's still commercial. You still pay a $35 fee.
Radio is.
But it's commercial. It's just like what is it? It's not FRS, GMRS, and MURS, MURS on VHF. It is an FCC licensed communication, but it is not ham radio because you don't need to know shit to get it. A and B, they think they know everything once they get their freaking radio, and it's annoying as hell. Because
I definitely wouldn't say it's ham radio. It's not.
I would say radio. But
it's radio.
For me, it's my family. I'm the only ham radio operator in my family, and we've had a backhoe take out 26 cellular repeaters in the area. twice.
Ooh, somebody hit the fiber.
Yeah, twice. And let me say that
Nobody knows how to dig safe's number.
FirstNet doesn't
811.
work. FirstNet doesn't work when you pull the fibers out either.
No.
There's I would say it's part of emergency communications because that's how I view it. Now, there's a lot of people that go off road. They use it for off roading, not emergencies. So there's just like in ham radio, there are people that use it for different reasons. Some for point to point, some use repeaters, some for emergency backups, and that's how I approach.
And that's my emergency communications with my family. They can all share WRQI 702. They don't have to be in the household anymore. Like it once.
That's how I promote it.
They just have to be.
But it's definitely not ham radio.
That changed. No. That rule changed. So
JSVTICTLIK says ham adjacent. That's what I agree with.
It is
Same thing, Meshtastic.
No, it is not ham adjacent.
It's ham adjacent because it can be incorporated within the same uses of ham radio to an extent. It uses repeaters. You can use it for emergency communications.
So what you're telling me is a firefighter who has a portable radio on his hip is ham adjacent. You're telling me
what frequency? What frequencies does he use?
Yeah, right.
VHF or UHF? Is that ham adjacent?
What frequencies though? Because we could go to airplane pilots, all their frequencies too.
Exactly, but I mean, are they ham adjacent?
Well,
that's my argument. I had a guy who was a salesman who worked on the last shop, and because he was a commercial radio salesman, he had his GMRS license and he had repeaters put in, so he was better than a ham radio operator, and I just shut him down immediately. I said, you paid $35 for that damn license and you did not earn it.
It sounds like you're just upset with it when you see people of GMRS who think they're better than others.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, then that's fine, but that's
we've been paying thousands of dollars for therapy to help tortoise through, and you solved it in 5 seconds.
Well, I'm saying it's not ham. It's just like other sports and stuff where it might not be the exact sport, but it's in the realm of that. Just like firefighters' radios are in the realm of communication, police radios are in the realm of communication.
Can I stop here for 1 second? I just need to play this. There we go. So now that's over. We can continue.
To me, it is not ham adjacent. To some hams, it might be a gateway drug, as said in the chat. But if they don't know what ham radio is, there you go. I mean, GMRS, a business can buy a license to use on their vehicles. Does that mean they're ham adjacent? No, it doesn't.
How would you feel then?
If
we bring the go ahead, Mike.
It brings it back to me. Why did I get a ham radio license? And
why did you get a ham radio license?
I love the fascination of being able to talk around the world with a single wire. I love that, and that I've always been fascinated by that. I've always wanted to be part of that. But it was emergency communications that got me into it in the first place.
Okay.
And it was, I didn't get my GMRS license until about a year or two ago. So for me, it's all about emergency communications. I want my family to be protected during it. It was a bad storm that happened. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. And I got a ham radio, and I figured out that was my route to get in the know, protect my own family, and develop my own skills, communication skills, emergency preparedness skills. But I mean, everybody gets into the hobby for different reasons. I mean, shoot, some people only get into it to fly RC airplanes. I mean, and that's all they want the license for.
That'd be Todd.
It's not that they want to get into all the technology heavy stuff, but that's why I got into it. That's why GMRS to me makes sense to have. It's just one more quiver in my repertoire of what I can do with radio and do with communications and keep my family safe.
Right. And on Michael's point, that's correct. Go, Ball.
All right.
Sorry.
Listen, Michael, I completely understand where you're coming from. Okay. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so by you getting a GMRS license for yourself and then sharing it with your family, like you're leading the horses to the water, but you can't make them drink, right?
Right.
And so to me, like when I want to practice emergency communications, Parks on the Air.
Right.
That is my ultimate practice in emergency communications. That means I can take a radio and my backpack. I can go anywhere, and I can set up a station, and I could be on the air. Right? To me, that skill is way more valuable than anything you'll ever get from a GMRS fucking license. A GMRS
Absolutely.
license is nothing but a way for the federal government to get a little extra money for some bullshit.
So here's what I did, because the other thing we have to kind of define is what does adjacent mean, right? Because a lot of this, what's being said right now sounds like we're trying to say GMRS replaces or does the same thing as ham radio.
Yeah.
That's not what adjacent means.
Not. Absolutely does not.
So I turned to the know-all ChatGPT, and it says, yes, GMRS is definitely, it says definitely, so that's truth, ham radio adjacent to ham radio. That means they are closely related hobbies/services, which includes fire radios. So it would be adjacent as well, but they are not the same thing. And that's what we're saying here with adjacent.
Yeah.
Yep. Although,
and hopefully, that leading to the water causes them to be like, oh, I want to know more. I want to actually freaking understand it. And then they get their ham license.
Yeah, Bob Stone said it right there. He's an example. Yeah. Started on CB, then GMRS, and now a ham.
Well, let me share this little quick story. I mean, Paul was probably part of that. When we are my local club, we go down to the 4-H and we just do radio demos, and we have kids talk on the repeaters to other hams. And 9 times out of 10, every conversation we have with a parent, it's like, oh, well, what's this going to take to get my family? It's like, well, let's start you something easy. Get your GMRS license. Yeah. Then you can start talking. But if you want to get into like talking miles away, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, well, then, ham radio is where it's at. And that's how we lead them in, just like you had mentioned with Bob's comment and others. But you got to get them in the door. So whether GMRS is great or not, and we all have our, feelings on that. I mean, I have the same feelings of whether or not I listen to IRLP networks or folks on DMR talk about how great DMR is. It's a matter of just like, that's your preference, that's your slant, but invite more in so you can keep it going.
So essentially, GMRS is the marijuana of radio.
Something was coming.
It's a small little, 1/8 ounce. You start there and you just build up.
I could tell by the grin. I could tell by the grin hiding behind the beard. Something was coming.
So my Aries group gets invited out to a emergency preparedness fair every year. It used to be sponsored by our congressman. Now emergency management sponsors it, and it's the ham radio table. We have all our big antennas and showing to HF, VHF, UHF. But the one conversation that we have with the general public. Sorry, don't forget your mesh dealer. That's great.
He's not on right now.
One thing we always discuss with families is an emergency communications plan. And, and we tell them about GMRS, we tell them about FRS, we talk about be able to call somebody out of the state in case the within state circuits are overloaded. You can call somebody out of the state, probably get them and have them be the point person for you. But then, we'll segue into ham radio, but start with something and then build on that. I just happened to start with ham radio right off the bat, and I built on that. And it wasn't until recently that I got a GMRS license, but I can see the absolute importance. Bad storm came through. My son and I couldn't communicate because the cellular networks were overloaded. I just picked up my GMRS radio and just talked to him through an HT through a repeater. This is ham radio, by the way. It's not GMRS.
It's FRS. You got it at Walmart. Stop lying.
Now, Michael, I appreciate that you like to drink from the fire hose. But let me ask you this, okay? Do you think that by giving your GMRS license to your family members, that they are going to go from the garden hose to the fire hose?
No, absolutely not. In fact,
No, they're not. They're not.
My oldest son had his call sign, and he let it lapse. It's just not something he's interested in,
Well,
and that's okay.
yeah, I agree with that.
Not everybody. It's got to be an engineer, a radio geek, whatever.
Right.
I always sign off my videos with, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it," because I'm constantly learning through ham radio. That's what I love about the hobby and the service is that you're constantly learning. You're constantly building skills through it. But that's not everybody's cup of tea, and I get that.
But I want to point this out, okay, Michael. You said not everybody wants to be an electrical engineer, which I agree with. Okay, but so for those of you that are military minded, all right, 69 ASVAB score, which is terrible. It's fucking terrible. All right, I am an extra class ham radio operator. All right, so if this retard can do it, you can do it too.
Well, let me give you because we all
Thank
know
you for
you're not a
using your Gen
retard.
X terminology. Appreciate that.
We all know you aren't that, Paul.
You
but
know
let
what?
me
Good.
let me give you an example of who's not going to be a ham radio operator. My wife is an immigrant to the United States. Portuguese was her main language. She's been here 20 years, speaks English fluent. I've given her 2 different sets. You know, it resets every 4 years, right? The technician licensing. She's on her second book. It's been folded to the first page on the dresser for the last 3 or 4 years because she doesn't think she can pass it because her English. She doesn't think that she doesn't know the terminology. It's like totally different language to her. So she doesn't have the confidence to do it. So I have GMRS so that we can, if she's at work, we can still communicate because we do have a repeater here. We put up a repeater, a ham club, put up a repeater because we see the use for that. Because there are a lot of people that will never get their ham license. But I think it's a good backup for emergency communications, especially if you have a repeater.
Are you guys familiar with the Channel 3 emergency procedure?
Yep.
No.
Okay. So I'm not a huge fan of the organization Amron. But I absolutely love their Channel 3 proposition for emergency communications. So you monitor Channel 3 on CB, you monitor Channel 3 on GMRS, FRS, and then you can, as the ham, then relay any pertinent information to those non-hams.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a fantastic way to include those people without them having to also be hams.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
I joined because of emergency communications. So any tool that anyone can use, whatever ability they think they can get past, if they don't think they can pass the test, then use CB or use GMRS. I'm all about the emergency communications. So
I'll be the first to say that I am not. I just have no passion, no desire to do any of that kind of stuff. I get it from an understanding of doing it in the scope of POTA and that type of stuff, but I'm never thinking about that. Like, I'm just there to learn and grow and be better and be more efficient with what the stuff I have presented in front of me. But I see a lot of people in our club that are, very much, I see Mike's passion and I see everybody's just that's something really cool. And I see a lot of guys in our club that very much are, in that same thing. They jumped into Aries and it's just that's awesome for them. It's the excitement and the thrill and, being able to do, simple road races or, some MCOM practice, thing. It's fun. But I don't think if I look at my daughter who got her ticket surprising me one summer, hasn't been on the radio since, still remembers her call sign at least if I quiz her randomly. But she will she pick up the radio in 10 years? I don't know. But I know she'll come to a field day or she'll come to a ham fest and hang out with all the old guys and enjoy hanging out and learning and getting on the radio and, teasing everybody else because she can sit on the radio and make 10 contacts while everyone else is struggling, kind of thing. So, for her, it's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage for her. So yeah, very much. So, I don't know. So if we want to kind of wrap this up, I just I got to speak lightning round.
You're ready to put a bow on this shit already?
No, dude, we can keep going. Dude, I have plenty more questions. Dude, you want to keep going? We can keep going. I'm cool.
We can keep going, and I like what Grouch said. Hey, I'm an extra class, but if I could do it, anybody could do it. You know why I got my extra class?
Because you wanted all the class.
Paul, do you know why? Do you remember why I got my extra class?
So you
be
could
cool like me. Oh, you had it first.
No, I got it first because that's why you got yours, because you got mad that I was able to talk on a frequency and you weren't.
I didn't get mad. I just don't like restrictions from the government.
Well, no, you looked pretty mad that morning when I contacted the Chapman Islands off the coast of New Zealand.
I guess okay.
The reason
I got
well, no, he slammed his hand down on the desk and said, "I'm getting my extra class now."
This is how Paul sees it. That's okay.
But I was volunteering with the SciTech Discovery Center in Frisco, and we had a ham radio demonstration station, and we would have kids, scout groups, a lot of adults that get into it. My friend John, he's now in extra class. He took his daughter to SciTech and discovered ham radio through that program. But the reason I got it was some of the people that were helping maintain the equipment there, getting up on the tower and working on that Yagi, just getting everything ready to go. I was a general class, and they looked at me and says, "You don't know what the hell you're doing."
I've heard that before.
I got my extra class just to slap it right back in their face. So
I have an extra, and I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing.
He wears like a badge of honor. What are you talking about?
But are you having fun doing it?
Yeah,
that's right. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I just make this shit up as I go along.
Fake it till you make it, right? That's what we do.
So
it's.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just, for me getting extra, and I'm sure maybe some of you guys are in the same boat, is like, I just wanted to get it out of the way. Like, I didn't want to have to think about it any longer because there's so many other cooler things in the hobby to play with that, it was just like, oh, fine, just like study to get over studying and, move on. And so to me, I don't think I've been in an extra portion since I got my extra over 2 years ago. And it's like, I could tell you where what part of the band an extra is able to play in, but I don't think I've ever played in that space because guess what? When you do POTA, you're not going to find many people in the extra space portion of of the band. You're going to go to the general section to actually activate. So
that's the way it works. But if you're working on a big contest weekend,
no, forget it. You can't find anything.
No. The extra band is where you can get a better chance of getting through the pileup than you would in the general band.
Yeah, true.
And the frequencies we have set for our MCOM group in Oklahoma and Texas are in the general portion.
Yeah. So there you go. Just proves that, there are folks like what? HR20, still a general. There are a lot of people that haven't gone past that and have no desire. And, it depends on what your drive is.
And another give you privileges, like Walter's saying, like several countries, they may not let you operate in other countries unless you're at least an extra class. So
that's true.
That's the other thing I was going to say about getting in. With me traveling, I can operate in Europe, pretty much every country in Europe. I can operate in Central South America with some, the missions and things. Japan, it gives you global reach to be able to use your license because some won't let you even use your radio if you're not an extra. They don't reciprocate the same.
I would have been a general forever had it not been for the 3 contacts I made just before Christmas, or just after Christmas, 2024, right? Where those 3 contacts happened to be in the extra portion, and I got emails telling me that I was making contacts outside of my band privileges, and I'm a VE. Those are the only 2 reasons. Other than that, I had zero fucking interest in being an extra because it really held no extra weight for me. Like, the extra little slice of band privilege, I don't care.
Yeah,
like that doesn't matter. But when it comes to being a VE, you have to be an extra in order to test other people for their extras,
right?
And their generals, and then I don't have to worry about making those DX contacts in the extra portion. It was the only reason I did it, because otherwise, like, I was perfectly content being a general
and playing FT8 for a long time.
For a very long time.
And people really freak out over getting that extra level because there's a lot of math, and math was the part that scared me. But when I took my extra test, I actually passed it 100%, and because I know Championship filter has a ripple in the passband with a sharp cutoff. I also know 141 degrees is the correct answer. I don't remember what the question was, but I got it right because I remembered the answer.
Yep.
I tell people general is all you need. People in MCOM group and stuff, like, you don't need extra.
Yeah.
You just don't.
General's all you need.
But if you are VE or you travel internationally a lot, extra does have its perks.
Well,
I think that's what. Go ahead, Michael.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I had my technician for 15 years before I got my general.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you didn't know what HF was?
No, I didn't need it.
We both thought Morse code was still there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I didn't need it. You know, I mean, I was copacetic with VHF and UHF and 10 meters, and then, you know, some hams in Maryland on the Eastern Shore. KD3FA is one of them. I was like, get me into this HF stuff. So I studied. They gave me my test, and I had some objectionable questions on a few of the questions. One of them I got wrong, but I'm like, no, that answer's right. But, you know, I mean, that was 15 plus years ago. But yeah, you know, it's just.
I think that's why I like Japan's method, and probably other countries too. But you have permission on all frequencies, the entire spectrum, from tech to it's not called tech, but from tech to extra. They have 3 levels as well. Mm-hmm. But you're limited on power. And I love that, because you can do, I think it's 10.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 10, 50, and then max power. So your only incentive to do it is if you want more power. But you can talk to anybody on any frequency, and I like that.
Yeah, the UK, it's 5 watts for their foundation license. And then it goes to 50 watts for the next level, and then
I think that's not. I think it's better.
Top level. And I love it because people can play with everything there. But in the UK, what I really think is awesome is you have to take a class. You don't study on your own. You have to take a class. You have to learn how to solder. You have to pass some physical stuff to get your license. And I kind of wish we did a little bit of that here.
I mean, that makes sense. In
I can solder. Filter board. Yep. Yes, you can. Saw that. It actually works too, from the last time I checked, right?
It does work.
That's the confirmation. It's a filter. Oh, no, attenuator.
No,
Isn't
it's
it
dummy load.
Oh, that's right. That's what dummy load that we built.
Yeah, it's a QRP dummy load.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
We built that in our club over Zoom. Everybody bought the kit, and we did a Zoom session, and everybody soldered and burned their fingers and yelled at each other, and yeah, had fun. Mine doesn't work, but yeah, I have it.
That's funny. Because are you saying you suck at soldering?
No, I was running the whole thing, trying to capture it and make sure people were still following along. And by the time I got to realizing I was way far behind, at that point it was only half built. So I don't know if it really works because it's not done.
Well, see, there you go. There's a goal for you before Nearfest.
I got plenty of other things to do. I can solder, trust me.
Oh, somebody said mesh 3 times.
Oh boy,
Dave's up.
Dave must be in the chat then.
I felt a disturbance in the force.
You're a little late, Dave. Just saying.
So,
no, let me throw something in because I've been in the commercial world for 20 plus years. It's that was my problem with GMRS because I was in the commercial world for 20 something years. I mean, the radios have always been out there, and now everybody's like, oh, GMRS, I can talk to my buddy across town. Get your ham license and you can talk to your buddy from around the world. But yeah, I don't know. I still have that feeling that I don't feel that it's ham adjacent. It might be a stepping stone, and it might be used in conjunction with, say, your CERT teams or something like that who don't have a ham license, but a lot of them do. That can be considered ham adjacent. But like West Tennessee, they threw them freaking APX Next radios to these first responders who came to help into the CERT teams and the search and rescue teams, and they looked at the radio going, what the hell is this thing? Yeah. How do I do? And nobody taught them, nobody showed, and it was on multiple videos. They said, yeah, they gave us these awesome radios, but fuck if I know how to use it. So, that's why I say.
APX Next is kind of advanced even for police and fire departments sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I actually just got to play with one 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh my God, these are cool.
The subscriber fees for the LTE side of it are
atrocious.
Yes. But I have an Apex 1000 that's issued to me from the county, and it takes care of everything I need it to do.
Keep it simple, stupid radio. Yes.
Yeah.
What, Eric?
Oh, I was going to say, let me ask the question then. So you're obviously, we'll say, blanket statement, I guess the best way to say it, that you're expecting like police and fire and life safety and those type of guys to be radio,
it's
proficient.
It's part of the radio. It's part of their training, and I just had the word
how to use the radio in order to be able to communicate to whatever they not be like technically proficient in the radio.
Right. Okay. But you need to know how to turn it on. You need to know how to change channels and zones.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. That's simple enough. But that's like operating your cell phone or using a
NATO
cordless phone.
phonetics.
Yep.
Yeah. But I get that.
Bob, Tom, whatever the hell they
Sugar
use in the South. Yeah. Oh my God.
ABCO versus ITU. And but really, some of the fire departments
don't make me hit that
use
button.
ABCO anymore. So
yeah.
Let me say something about CERT radios, because CERT teams all across the nation, they really push for all their members to get ham radio licenses.
Yes.
But they don't take it beyond that. Ham radio, when you get your license, that's your license to learn. That's when I started learning ham radio, is getting hands-on and having people, Elmer and me, to use a ham radio term, just teach me how to do everything in radio. CERT team members, they get their license and they're done. They don't want I'm not saying all CERT people are like that. Fortunately, in Denton County, anytime the CERT team deploys, Aries deploys with them. So Aries, if they're wanting to get into the communication side of CERT, they're an Aries member. They become an Aries member and join our group and start working through the Aries side of things. And we deploy search and rescues, disaster responses, and our CERT team does get deployed often. And but it's the Aries people that do all the communication. If you want to get a ham license, great. But if you want to get
in my town,
Aries, huh?
Mostly in my town. Mine's the troubled town, I guess. We're always doing search and rescues out here.
Oh, yeah, Little Elm gets a lot. We actually we're on standby for Sanger last month.
I guess our Alzheimer's population is higher than the other surrounding cities.
But Denton, we have a lot of, young kids that we have to go after, autistic, nonverbal, things like that.
So using that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, using that same vein of like what you guys had for the example of like, being proficient using radio from a professional standpoint, we do the same thing in the hobby here. Like we tell everybody GMRS is just not real ham radio. Go get your ham radio license. And then we stick them in the ham radio hobby. They get their license. And then what happens? You get that big gap, the void that we all hear. Well, what do I do next with my license? Like, how do I play radio? How do I do whatever?
I'm curious, and I haven't looked at the numbers. I'm sure we're around 800,000 or more in ham
73 Jules.
licenses. But how many people actually get on the air or actually do anything ham radio related at all? Just have the license. Okay, I got my license. I got my card in my wallet. I'm safe. I got my emergency communications plan in my wallet, and it's just getting your license, and you don't develop it past that.
Right.
I wonder what percentage of licensed ham operators are actually ham radio operators.
I still find it easier to program my ham HT than my GMRS HT for some reason.
Depends on which HT you're talking about, but yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
but like how that same kind of strategy is like, what do we do in the ham community to enable or foster those new hams to be able to stay invigorated and to move forward? Because we're doing an injustice to that, which brings us back to that original conversation. Like, we go after the youth, got to get them involved in ham radio, but what are we doing to keep those that have their tickets, motivated?
Well,
yeah.
At the same time, so CERT, that's a checkbox for CERT and Medical Reserve Corps, which I member both. That's a checkbox. If they're not interested in ham radio, they're really not going to pursue it. Now, people that get into Aries are interested in ham radio.
Oh, yeah. But usually people that get involved in Aries are amateur radio operators, whether they're technicians, generals, or extras. I would say over 90% anybody who gets into amateur radio emergency services is an amateur radio operator.
Mm-hmm.
But are they a regular ham?
That's a good point. I
know a lot of guys.
Well, I know my cousin Jay. She is a ham. She is on their CERT team, but she doesn't. She only has her license because of the CERT team and because of my dad, her uncle Fred, and me. But she only has a tech, and I've been pushing to get her general, but she just has way too many home issues. But yeah,
Take
she's
her to
one
a POTA.
of the hams that don't ham.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take her to a POTA.
I think it's like the CERT teams do the ham radio thing, blah 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 blah, but they didn't really see it until Paul and I joined them on a search and rescue in Little Elm, of all places, where Paul is. And Paul put on the big TV monitor my APRS signal. They all of a sudden knew exactly where I was and what search pattern I used, and knew when that area was completed searching by APRS signals. Now, the CERT team has bought 10 radios that are strictly for APRS. We got the Aries call sign N5DCA on them, 1 through 5 and 11 through 15. So we can just pair it up in the team. And when they're out there searching the woods for a missing person or maybe a body, if they didn't make it, they know exactly where our search teams are at all times. And they say, hey, we found the subject. And all they have to do is push that beacon button, and we know exactly where they are. And we're not using the APRS repeaters. We're going direct on that. So
recovery versus rescue.
That's right. Search and rescue and search and recovery. And sometimes it has been recovery. So
it happens.
Well,
it happens,
especially in the White Mountains.
And that's what I tell people on the Aries group. I say, that's great you joined Aries. I hope you did more just rather than go through all the background checks and everything to get your credential. But understand when you deploy what you're deploying to. If you're deploying to search and rescue and you find somebody and they're no longer living, be prepared for that. There's one thing with storm spotting, but there's another thing when you're doing a disaster response after the storm, because you may be out there to help or a mass casualty situation. We're trained heavily for mass casualty. So,
there's no amount of training in the world that can prepare you for a dead body.
Yeah, and it could be somebody elderly. It could be a small child, and it's and what I like about our county is they do provide counseling in case something like that happens. And that has happened with our CERT teams. And that person has a lifetime of free counseling over that. So we got a very cool county. We got a really good county, and are very fortunate with the relationships we have with them. So,
well, so this is a post from a comment from Grand Admiral Snack Bar, which I thought was interesting because it's true. Like disposable time, like we all have different levels of it. Mm-hmm. Like I can't get involved in Aries because that's just too much commitment for me. But like I can join a club meeting or I can do whatever. But how does that kind of dovetail? It kind of makes it even easier being in an online community because you can jump in, jump out anytime, right?
Are you throwing digs at me for getting kicked out of Mars for not being active enough?
Wow. Okay, now, Aries, I work full time. I work past midnight some nights. And,
I would never do that.
One thing I have to always that I'm really pushing for is to have leadership that are retirees so they can go during the daytime. I'm nights and weekends when it comes to Aries, but Mars, I can't keep up with Mars, man. I see those Mars operators. I have liaisons for it. I can't keep up with them because it's just like you have to participate. You have to, and you're required to do their protocols constantly. So it's a whole different world of Mars.
Oh, yeah.
It sure is.
Can't say I've ever set foot in it.
I dipped my toes in the water, and then my antenna came down accidentally.
Well, I didn't see air quotes.
We do. We've done a few joint drills with Mars, and good grief, the stress load on those nets is something different.
Yeah,
you thought they were in combat or something, yeah.
Fill it up to the top.
But the thing with Mars, right, is it is mostly people who have been in that combat type situation. Like, you know how to do a 9-line. You know what information needs to be passed along, and you know how to pass along that information properly.
Yep. What the?
Hold on.
Is that a 9-line card? It's a 9-line card. Yeah.
It's the whole everything. I always have this with me, even though I'm not Mars. But if there's a mass CAS event, this is something everybody should have. You know, I mean, this has a ton of information into it.
I don't know about you, but I've got a Paul and a tortoise, so I'm fine.
Does it have your local GMRS frequencies in there?
Yes, they do. The latest edition.
Like it has care under fire.
Wow.
Tactical
Those are great.
Field care.
Walter's asking where you got it.
You can buy these online. You can actually get this is the latest was June 2014. But the 9-line has never changed.
What's it called?
Affiliate link below. No.
This is called Combat Casualty Reference Card.
Here's my affiliate link.
Yeah,
who's going to post it first?
It's tactical field care under fire, 9-line on the back, basic management risk plans for tactical evac, notes, packing list. I've got 2 trauma kits. Oh, I'll get to that when we clear out. But I've got 2 trauma kits that I'm going to be going through with a level 1 trauma nurse to go through and see what I need to replace, what I need to upgrade.
Just remember, 2 is 1.
So nothing.
You should have more than 2.
I can only carry 2 at a time. Come on now.
So would it be the Tactical Combat Casualty Care Reference Book?
Yes.
Okay.
That 6
There
times
you go.
over.
Affiliate link coming.
No, I just Googled it. Chinook Medical Gear website has it for $565.
NARescue.com.
Oh, there we go.
NorthAmericanRescue.com. And if you want the part number, it's Zulu 00057. Fuck, I need my glasses. It's small.
Here's mine.
Get yourself a good quality tourniquet for your kits.
Oh, yeah, especially the kind that you can put around your neck. Those are awesome.
And test on your buddy. Always. Test frequently and often.
The self-administering tourniquet.
Don't do those. Not without parental supervision.
Make sure you write the time on it when you do it.
There also is an NSN, Paul, if you're interested.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get a link. Did you guys have a link for them?
NSNs.
NARescue.com. I'll put it in the chat.
There you go.
Fuck's sakes.
For those that don't know, the NSN is the Naval Standardized Number. They put that number on every
stock number, not the naval.
Whatever.
National stock.
Whatever.
Fuck
it's naval.
Anyways.
You don't see the Army using NSN numbers.
Yeah, we do.
Oh. How did Weekend Warrior sneak in here?
That's good.
Listen, you can take the Marine out of the playground, but you can't take the playground out of the Marine.
Is that what they call
it? Where's my crayons?
I don't have a little shield, so I don't know if that's going to come across on Paul's. Actually, I don't have a shield on
Paul posted
Live Free and Ham either. So
Paul posted.
I got the NARescue.com link in mine. Okay. $17.99 for the whole booklet.
We'll make it.
It's
post that in.
But this sits right here next to my computer, and I have one. I have one in the tortoise, and I have one in the my go bag.
That's a good reference.
Yeah, it's a really good reference. Just don't be stupid and get on a freaking frequency and try to call it in, because you might be in trouble.
You could get away with it on GMRS.
Yeah, you could. Yep.
So I just want to comment on Mike's comment here. KE9 DSK, he said he was asking Grouch what his issue is with GMRS. We won't go down that road, but it is another tool. But Skyward Nets, I won't do Skyward Nets on GMRS. I'm sorry, I just won't. It's got to be ham radio.
Look at Michael trying to be the peacekeeper and be like, this is directed directly at Grouch. So I'm going to interject.
Let me take a bullet for him. Hold on a sec. Step in the way.
I'll give you another example. My mom checks in every Sunday to a GMRS net in her church. She's 84 years old. She's never going to get her a ham license. And then after the GMRS net, her church does a ham radio net. So give people the tools that they are willing to use.
Oh, dude, man, I thought you were actually going to do a You're a Mom joke. I thought that's where you were going with that one. I was like, dang.
Your mama uses GMRS so much.
Oh, come on. Finish it. Finish it.
Still workshopping it.
Your mom uses GMRS.
Yeah, there you go.
How would you know? Or last week. Anyway.
I talked to her after I left your house.
Oh man, so many other questions, but do you guys want to do a little speed round here? Kind of change the tone. All right. So I'm going to throw a couple of rapid fire statements, and you guys can respond either online or RF and let me know which way you're bending. And chat, same way. Feel free.
Ooh,
curious to see.
That's a loaded statement, sir.
Oh, it's only 2 words.
It's kind of hard to do a speed round with the chat.
Yeah, well, they can play at their speed because our chat's slow anyway. That's the way it goes. Chat, go do your own thing. So,
you heard it here, folks. Eric said chat is slow.
Chat is slow.
You are all
bring it up.
slow.
Bring it on.
According to Eric.
That's the PC term.
Send all.
You suck, and you need to speed it up.
Send all your correspondence to Grouch N1OG at idon'tgiveafuck.com. All righty then.
Send your email at K8MRD.
Yes, APRs. Okay, so when it comes to online communities and RF in general, I'm going to say either answer online or RF. Faster learning. Which do you think is better?
What? Say that again?
Oh my gosh.
Faster learning.
We just obliterated the chat about slow.
Let's slow it down.
Faster learning.
We have to define the word speed now.
Apparently. Dude, what language
Faster
do you need
learning?
to Tortoise? What's your faster learning, online or RF? On anything, no matter what. In ham radio.
It's got to be
Online only because on YouTube you can find a how-to video for almost anything.
Yeah.
YouTube University, baby.
Online.
But dude, how many times do you hear? And I've heard it on APRs. I've heard it on All Star 4 or 5 times already, especially during the More. There was a bunch of old guys complaining about how they go to a YouTube video and they have to go to 5 other YouTube videos because the information's so old that they're trying to do something recent. So great online, but
that's where you have to look at when the video was posted. If it was posted 5-6 years ago, you look for something newer.
Well, it's like,
and
the one videos I don't see on YouTube very often is how do I navigate the FCC website? Because somebody will post it 6 months
who would
ago,
do that video?
And
Suicide.
That video is no longer valid.
No.
But it is. That video from 20 years ago about how to navigate the FCC website is still valid because the website hasn't changed.
No, it changed it. Well, I mean, it was like I flipped a video, One Tank Radio's videos, how to apply for a GMRS license because somebody was asking me, and they're like, that doesn't work anymore. I'm like, figure it out. Sorry.
All right, next question.
All right. So, better friendships, online or RF? For you guys?
Both.
Yeah, I'd say RF. But yeah, I don't know.
Tortoise, you said both?
Both. Because I can RF around and find out with you guys.
Yeah.
Because hold on, let me get my finger in the right direction. Fuck, there it goes. This guy here lives up the road. This guy here doesn't. This guy here doesn't, and this guy here is out in fucking Illinois someplace. But the majority of the people that we have that are with our online presence, we can go out and talk with, get on POTA, go out and help with antennas, get out and do shit. So there's an online presence to people we can talk to, and there's an offline presence of people that we can talk to. So both.
But the question was better friendships.
Both.
Do you think both? Okay. There are, for me, I know I have some online relationships that are just online. I don't think I'd ever want to meet them or, be in the same room as them. But I'm happy to talk to them online.
Agree. 100% agree. I will 100% agree. But there's people like this guy.
Could be the same in a club too.
This guy.
100%.
Fuck. Where am I going? This guy and this guy. I've been on POTAs with Eric. I've hung out with Paul. Haven't done a POTA with him. I'd love to hang out with Brett Paul, and I'd love to hang out with Mike. But these two fuckers, this one and this one, are in Texas, so that's kind of hard.
I wouldn't even know these three if it wasn't for online.
No, you're going to go this, and then you're going to go this.
Make it four.
No, it's this.
Well, one has to do the tunnel. The other one has to be the finger. Oh my God, not the fist. Oh, boy. All right, let's keep going here.
Okay.
Paul, really turn there.
Let me tell you how I met Paul. Paul got his license because he was studying for emergency management.
Oh,
I did not meet him on the air.
Yeah,
I'm going the wrong way.
But I was at a club and at a club meeting, bunch of old sad hams, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if we put a Facebook page?" It's like nobody in ham radio uses Facebook or any social media. They don't.
We're on MySpace.
And I was like,
yeah. I'm in GeoCities.
Really?
What are you talking about?
I said, so is it going to be any harm for me to go ahead and set it up? Go ahead and set it up. Nobody's going to come into it. Paul discovered Lake Erie Amateur Radio Club through Facebook. They saw us doing a thing down by the lake. And, this was the old lark. And that's how I met Paul and was through the internet. So I met Paul because of an online thing. I met him in person when he did his first lark meeting because of a Facebook post.
Okay.
So
I just believe what he says. I don't remember.
So it was it was GRMS's fault. I met you guys. It made you two guys meet. Facebook was the gateway drug.
Yeah, Paul was one of the ones I used to talk on HTs all the time. I would go on walks and, as a new ham, as techs, we were both techs, and just getting on HTs and talking over a repeater. But yeah, it was a online post. That's how Paul started the club, and that's how I met him.
Okay. So here's another one. More intimidating, online or RF?
Neither.
Online.
I think RF.
Online.
Took me 6 months after getting my license to feel confident to push the button.
I'd agree with that,
Really?
and I'd agree with hey, I'm calling CQ on a repeater. You shouldn't call CQ on a repeater.
Well,
what are you doing that for?
I did.
I know people do it, but the sad hams, what do? You don't call CQ on a repeater.
Yeah,
You do if you want to talk to somebody.
It's true.
Bad boy. Bad boy.
But I would say they were equally awkward. Now, when I started my YouTube channel, holding my camera in front of my face was incredibly awkward. I'm used to it now, but that was a tough thing to do.
Anything new is going to be a difficult thing because we are creatures of habit, right?
Yes.
We like to feel comfortable and safe in our daily routines and all those things. So once you throw anything new into the mix, it's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be awkward until you develop that experience that comes with using whatever it is that is new.
Well, yes, but if you're on the reciprocating end of, say, some other sad ham, basically telling you you're a fucking idiot, you're going to eventually, lose any confidence you had for a little while until you figured out that they're the ass hat.
I tell people they're a fucking idiot on the daily, and it doesn't affect them regardless.
But you do it with a smile. That's the problem. You never know what you're really saying.
I've also been on the other end of the idiot, so.
True. What is that, Mike?
I have a photo of my very first contact.
Ooh.
And I was sitting in front of my car with wires stuffed into the battery terminals and the mag mat on the roof, and I just put a table in front of my car. That was my very first contact.
Very cool. Okay, last one. Which is more fun, online or RF?
RF.
Well, wait, no, hold it. I got to say this. No.
That's an obvious.
We have this. We cannot have this on RF.
Oh, we could.
We could.
I still think both.
FAFO.
I could leave, I love all you guys, but tomorrow, if I wanted to cut this loose and still stay on radio, I could go radio and it'd be perfectly fine. Because although I love all this, and it does add a whole level of complexity in some different ways for everything and time and whatnot, I love hanging out as well and having these conversations and meeting people online too as well. And people obviously apparently want to listen to me because I got something to say. I don't know what that really means, but from all that standpoint. No, don't give me that crap. Whatever. I find that more people get attracted to you than it's like when I just say the word grouch. Oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah, and so they always have some frame of reference when it comes to you. But I could get rid of the online.
They have a reference.
I would say both. Because Both platforms, online and RF, are social.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You can't get around it being social, and I've had just as much fun on the radio as I've had online. So,
Oh yeah. I love being online. It's, I feel like the DEI hire sometimes, and I've said that before. But I actually love being online. I love having the interaction with people in the chat, and sharing what I know to the masses. The filthy, dirty masses.
Are you going to point again?
No.
Oh man, I
didn't create my channel because I have some knowledge to give. I created it to build a build a community.
No, you have knowledge to give.
Yeah.
No. like what I really liked.
It's in your name.
The channel that I liked was Coffee and Ham Radios. I like that. I'm like, cool. These guys get there and talk. They they interact with the chat, and yeah.
You're sucking up because your channel was out before Coffee and Ham Radio. So
I don't. No, I don't think so.
it wasn't.
No, I don't think so.
I
I don't think so.
No, Coffee and Ham Radios is definitely out a little before him.
Yeah, they've been out for a while.
But that's the problem.
I might have videos beyond 2.5 years, but I really only started doing this about 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of ham YouTubers that their channel goes back to like 2001, but they didn't really actually start making videos until like 2015. And you're like, man, they've been online for 8 years.
Yeah.
Dude, my channel start date was 2014, but I didn't actually do anything until Eric was like, hey, you want to be on Live Free and Ham? And you want to make some YouTube stuff?
Live Free and Ham, what the fuck is that?
Never been the same. Awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brooks.
Very cool.
Thanks, Brooks.
I got to do this at least once. Where did it go? Nice. I lost it.
You love me. You really love me.
Your audio was sad.
I can't get it up.
Oh yeah,
It's it's so flimsy.
Where's the big black mast? You got to play that.
Okay, fine. I tried to be sparing with that one.
Erecting that big, hard, stiff black mast.
That still kills me every time.
His content, man, is like dropping. Like, he's now in a feud with Jason all the time, and I can't pull anything out of that to make it user friendly or worthwhile.
Right.
Come on, Mike, get on the ball. So, I don't know. How do we want to put a end to this? I mean, obviously, online communities are great. Like, we all are part of it in some form or fashion. Sometimes they can get a little long for whatever reason. Sometimes they can go stale pretty fast too. I mean, how many Discords are we a part of in some form or fashion that haven't had any conversation on them for years?
All right.
Yeah.
The internet is a blessing and a curse, right?
Yeah.
Because in so many ways, it has taken us from being very localized and small local communities to the internet giving us these broad, massive, global communities where you're introducing people of very different thought processes. And so I think in a lot of ways, like, if you use internet, but sparingly, and you use other resources as well to augment and fill in the gaps, then the internet's great. But when you are completely reliant on the internet and the internet is your primary mode for everything, you lose touch with the community.
Yep.
And I think that's a big part of the problem with the internet is you lose touch with the community.
Mm-hmm. I would say that same kind of strategy goes with the ham community too. Like for 20 years ago, I mean, Tortoise, you can kind of confess this. Where was the ham most of the time? In his shack, And what was a shack? A deep dark dungeon, like you go hide in the dark and you play with the radio,
basement.
closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was never ever a connection, but like your connection was always through the radio and making a contact, and that was the extent of it. And that was great for a while, but it never did anything for, making you a better person or getting, smarter or learning a new skill or whatever.
Yeah,
so online kind of did that, but I still think we need that interaction. And that's why we all love POTA in some form or fashion, because even though we get to make contacts, I don't think it's about the contacts for us. I don't know about you guys, but I like hanging out with other hams and, seeing their setups and talking shop and, going out for a beer after kind of thing.
Oh,
I'm not a big heavy contester either. I will contest time to time, but I don't want to do POTA on my own. I want to do POTA with friends.
Yeah, exactly. I see. That's pretty much why I've only gone out with Chris on the Cape, with Eric, because I really don't want to do it by myself. I do it by myself when I'm in my truck and I have no choice. But on Eric's point, so Eric, what are you saying, that the internet brought us hams out of the closet?
maybe it brought Eric out of the closet.
Wow.
He said Eric, but he pointed at Michael.
I was going to say, right, it went up that way. Damn it.
Fuck's sake. I need to get that. No way. Fuck's sake.
I don't have that one loaded any longer. I got to remember to load it. No, I don't have it. There we go. Do I have it? Nope, I don't. It's not playable. Oh, well. It is the play. So, all right, cool. Well, any last thoughts that we want to throw in from Tortoise, Mike, Prep?
No, I'm good. I've already spoken my piece.
Yes, you have.
Nope. Been fun, guys.
We're all good.
Yeah, it's been good, guys. Yeah, so with that, hey, everybody in the chat, thank you again for hanging out with us for this interesting topic. I mean, I'm glad it kind of dovetailed into what Paul put together for an article. So if QST should fall off the radar in a year, hopefully his article will get published before that, and we'll all get a chance to read it and get to see his perspective on it for sure. And heck, if you're in an online community, that's awesome. But don't forget, face-to-face radio, that's where it's at. So get out there, make those contacts, get on 5.2, get on bands that you don't normally, make some noise. You might make some new friends too as well. I know I did when I was doing that 5.2 challenge, and that was a blast. So yeah, with that, we, thanks again for hanging us, but let's kind of go around real quick. Hey, Tortoise, how can folks find you? Where they can find you?
You can find me on the interwebs, Facebook. You can just look me up, my name, Michael Frederick Lathwood. On the YouTubes, Tortoise Overland. On Instagram, Tortoise_Overland. Yeah, and Nearfest is coming up, so it's going to be a blast, and I actually cannot wait for it to happen.
Although it's going to suck because Grouch won't be able to do his live stream and torture people on 7.200 this year. We will not be able to do that.
No, wait. I have an announcement. The Tortoise and Hare show will be on live on Thursday night. I think I mentioned this in the beginning.
You did, but we did it Friday night, and that was Paul's shtick. He would sit there and torture people on 7.200.
No. We're going to torture people because we're going to go live again after Josh's. We're going to try to go live again. I'm announcing this now because I don't give a shit what the Hare says. We are going live again now. After that, I have Starlink and it's ready to play. So yes, we are going to have a blast. It's gonna be a late night after chat kind of thing, and we're just gonna sit there and bullshit with people. We're gonna have laptops on our laps, and we're gonna have our cameras going, and it's gonna be fun. We're not gonna do all the magical mystery bullshit that we did the last time with cameras and weird lights. We're gonna have our lights and our camera on our laptops, and we're just gonna fuck off. It's gonna be a blast.
And with that, all right. Michael, how can they find out about you, and where can they find you?
I'm on just about every social media platform except Blue Sky. So just getting out live, just look me up there. I'm even on Reddit, but don't expect anything being posted on Reddit. And my YouTube channel, Getting On Live on YouTube.
Sweet. All right. Prep and Paul, how can they find you? Where can they find you?
I'll put my the only social media I use in the chat now.
Are you serious? That's still there?
MySpace.com.
I can only imagine where people are gonna be like, I
I'm
can't
not on
find you.
MySpace either. I'm not.
No, I don't.
Please.
I don't have it on. I'm just kidding, man.
I still have one. I probably could load into it right now, which is
I don't know what my login is, but it'd be funny to go back and see what I did on it. But yep, Prep Ham Paul, Preparedness, Ham Radio Paul, and I try to do at least 2 weeks of radio and then one thing on preparedness, and the streams are every Sunday nights, usually 8:30 Central. That's about it.
Cool. Grouch, where can they find you?
All right, listen, I absolutely detest social media. So I exist on social media, but I don't use it a ton.
Yes, you do. Shut up.
Feel free to look for grouch.og on Instagram. Obviously, I've got the YouTubes. That's my primary thing.
Onlyfeed.com. Reddit.
Listen, onlyfarmers.com. Yeah, I'm there. So yeah, obviously the YouTubes is the primary source for the Grouch. If you want the Grouch, every other Friday from this past Friday on is the Weekend Warriors podcast, where it's military, first responders, and active duty. We talk about whatever is on our minds. And a lot of times we go way off the rails.
Oh my God.
We go way off the rails. We start with a topic and it spins. Listen, I'm an opinionated motherfucker. Not a lot of people, can take it, but I tell it how it is.
Good in a banana hammock too.
And if you don't know, I'm a co-host.
Keep digging
on
a
the
hole.
Live Free and Ham show.
Oh, like that's gonna make you better.
Every week, I quiz Todd on questions that he bitches about, and so listen. I for one appreciate each and every person that has tuned in for this live stream. I'm tired. I have been working hard since 7 a.m. I love you all. Thank you to all the channel members, all the subscribers, everybody. Live Free and Ham. We love
Fire
you.
gun.
Hey,
Are you done? Are you done?
Hey, Paul, we couldn't hear you. Could you start over and do that again?
You cut out halfway through. No.
I'm the Grouch.
Oh my God.
There we go. I don't. All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
Hey, Paul, can I just say
I
one
laughed that
thing?
hard so long. Oh my God.
Can I say one thing to you, Paul?
You can say
Do
anything.
you want a
I
response?
fucking love you, dude. That's all
Fucking
I'm
love you
saying.
too, bro.
Oh God. All right. Holy shit. Okay. Well, guys, you can
Thanks
find
for
me
tuning
on-
in to this live stream combo from Live Free and Ham and the Ragchew crew. We fucking love you.
Yes, we do.
How about you, Eric? N1JUR.
Thanks. Well, yeah, you can find me everywhere else on N1JUR. I'm on all socials. Bastard. Here we go.
Everyone's favorite segment.
There we go. It's everyone's favorite segment. I have to hear this again. All right. And as Mike and to MAK always says, hey, did you get that new Bayfine?
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.